Yo, yo, yo. Claude Sonnet 3.7 has just released. That's right. Claude 3.7 Sonnet has just released along with Claude Code. And so this is a new feature from Claude that is promising very, very big things. And people on X are going bananas over it. They're saying that this is basically really, really good for coding. And what that means for us is that we're going to just test out today what this looks like when we try to code on our website. So if we're just going to go to Claude Sonnet, Claude.ai and take a look at the new model. So the new model will basically allow us to do a new thing called a thinking mode. So we can have it think for a normal time or have it do something that's extended. And the longer that this model thinks is the better the performance that this actually does. And this is actually the most world-class model right now as far as whatever you're thinking about as far as DeepSeek R1 compared to OpenAI O3 Mini High, O1 as well. The accuracy for SweBench verified is actually beating that as well. So today we're going to take a look and see, does this new model actually match the new vibes of everything that's going on? And so far, the initial take from what everyone's saying is that, yeah, this thing is pretty tough as far as like how good it is been. The other thing that we're going to look at today is also at Claude Code. So Claude Code is a new thing that they released that basically allows us to interact with Claude. It's a new research tool, and it will actually interact with your code base all through the command line, which is really amazing. So that just uses your own API key. And this actually costs more than using it through Cursor. And we're going to go through that setup as well, just to take you through that stuff there. And so just for FYI, before we get into this a little bit further, I just wanted to give you a heads up on the cost for this. So it's still the same cost as far as the other models. So 3.7 Sonnet, the input is $3 per million tokens, and then the output is $15 per million tokens. So that adds up pretty fast. And then we also have, just to let you know, we have a 200K context window if you're actually thinking about, what's the actual context window compared to what we had before. I think it was 128K or 64K, just don't quote me on that. And then previously, now they still have batch processing as well. We're also going to take a look at Cursor. So Cursor has this is the new update, the 4.7 mode, 0.46 update. And you can see there's a little bit of a new UI here, and it has now the new dropdown for Claude Sonnet. So we also have Claude 3.7 Sonnet and Claude 3.7 Sonnet Thinking. So this is going to be really, really cool because we're going to play around with some code, come up with some ideas, and see if we can code something live as well. And just like see if we can, test this out in real life. So the whole goal of this is just to use Cursor today, get Claude Sonnet cooking, see if we can do thinking and just kind of watch me vibe as we try to code with this model and see, how good is this model? Can it really do some cool stuff? And then if you're feeling the vibe right now, I have a little bit of a challenge on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, I have a little bit of a goal. So if I get like 5 super chats, we can go ahead and like create a new app from scratch. Feel free to drop any app ideas or comments in the chat right now. And then we can see if we can actually use Claude 3.7 Sonnet to get this cooking. So yeah, without further ado, this is kind of Cursor. And so in order to get to the new model, all you have to do is go to the settings. Over here, you go to the settings and it's going to come up here and you go to models. And then the models is going to have a new check mark. These are already going to be check marked and available for you. So you may even receive an update and this should be in there. And now when we go into this side here with the chat, it should actually be available as part of the dropdown. So I just select Claude's just 3.7 Sonnet for this agent. So the agents have their own thing. And then in the new user interface with Cursor, they actually have this new dropdown where it kind of unifies the chat as one type of thing. So the agent and the chat are kind of all combined. If you want to go into like a asking mode, you can go ahead and do that. And you can also go to edit as well. So that's kind of the way, if you're kind of looking at this, from an agentic standpoint, that's the way that you would do it there. So that's kind of the lay of the land for Cursor. And then as far as Claude Sonnet, in order for us to get set up with the new coding thing, what we have to do is actually go to their documentation here. So in their documentation for Claude Code, it says it's available on their like actual like documentation website. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and just drop this in the chat here. And I'm going to put this here as available. So this, what you have to do is just run this one command to get this set up. I don't know if this is, because this is currently a preview edition, I would encourage you as soon as possible. My friend Alex Volkov, who runs this amazing show called Thursday Eye, he dropped a lot of bombs on like the inside baseball here, but he says like, go and run this command as soon as you possibly can. Well, if you're watching this video right now, I would encourage you to pause and go to this website that's like right there below for the Anthropic docs, and make sure you run this command to install this right now. And then just go to any directory and just go ahead and hit Claude. It's going to ask you to link up and sign into your Claude account for the API, and then you should be good to go from there. So once you do that, because it's possible that they could just have so much demand that they shut that specific research tool down, and it's only available for those who've already established the workflow. So I just wanted to give you the heads up. So it should look something like this once we get it installed, and then we should be able to ask it any questions about our repo and do these types of things. So keep in mind, when we're going to get asked questions for a repo, it's going to use up those tokens. So that price that I was showing you, which was like $3 per million tokens, and then that $15 cost for the output, to do one type of command to take a look at our repo could cost, like 30 cents to $1. And then if you're doing a lot of coding tasks, it could actually cost multiple dollars. So that's Claude Code in a quick nutshell. I do want to show you that real quick just to see kind of like what that looks like. So look at this terminal, and I could just go to CD Workspace, and then CD like Ray Transcribes, I think, is one of my repos. So I haven't set it up yet on this repo, and I'm going to go to cursor space dot. So this will actually just open up cursor for us. So this is actually the front end for my website. And I'm going to just show you what this looks like real quick here. So if I go to Bun Dev, we'll see my website should load up here. And yeah, so this is basically the local version that's currently running on my front end. So I hit, command refresh here. So this plays the video. This is kind of my example that I had going on here for this. And so I have a little light mode and dark mode. And so what I wanted to do is show you how this kind of works with Claude. So once we do that npm command to install, which was right here, I'll show you. I'll just, you just copy, paste it, go into terminal, paste it in, and then it's going to ask you to, basically authorize Anthropic, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier. Now we just have to run the Claude command. So I'm just going to type in Cloud. So it's going to come up with this type of window here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this a little bit just so that it shows up a little bit bigger for us, and kind of show you what this looks like. So it's going to say, let me make it this bigger as well for everyone. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who's kind of tuning in right now. We're just going to be vibing right now and we're currently checking out Claude Code and going to do some initiation on my repo right now. So before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and just go back into Cursor real quick and kill the app and do just kind of git tower dot. And so I want to bring up this and just kind of discard the changes I'd set up for my previous 11 labs agent. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit discard changes. Actually, I'm going to stash them right now. So if you don't know, one of the cool things you can do in Git is do stash. You can do git stash basically, and it stashes. I like to just do the UI. So let's see, 11 labs widget, call widget, save stash. So now our code base should basically return back to where it was, because I want to do analysis with our code base and I want to show you exactly what this new Claude thing does here. So it says, it's just letting us know that this new Claude agent here, we hit enter, is going to do some stuff here. And we do /init to get started. And that's where it's going to read the code base and do some stuff. So we do /init. And when you do the / command here, their terminal app, by the way, is really, really good. Low key, this Claude Code thing is so good. I may only use this instead of Cursor. So stay tuned as we go through this. You'll see why this is so good. And it's a little shocking, but yeah, the only reason why I would use Cursor is to bring the cost down. And I'm telling you that right now before we get into this whole thing. So it may actually be cheaper to use Cursor than it would be to use this Claude Code thing. But I'll show you that a little bit because it's a little bit more advanced and in terms of, how I have to manually manage things, and we'll kind of get into that as well. So yeah, I'm going to do /init And then so we're doing that, and basically it says clouding. If you can see right here, it says clouding. And so it's basically just scanning through my repo and trying to really understand what's going on. Since this is just a front end app, it's going to take a pretty fast time because I don't really have a lot of complexity here that's going on. But you can see how it's reading through the files. So while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and catch up in the comments because y'all been blowing me up right now. Ray, you're breaking my heart. I know, right? Big shout outs to Dan, who's over at Cursor. I love Cursor. And there's actually a reason why I'm going to stay on, because it's literally the cost. The cost is so much lower to just do the fast request and the unlimited slow request after that. If I can use the Claude models, that like you actually end up, like, you're going to be surprised. I'm going to run /cost and you're going to see how pricey it is just to do this Claude Code thing. But everyone who's been using Claude, the model, in Cursor or just by itself through the API, they've been blown away with how amazing the model is. They're like, the vibes are really high right now. So maybe a couple of hours of continuous use. Amir, yes, I think what's going on here. So just install Claude Code. Do you think a $5 credit is enough? No, bro. You're going to need some more money. You're going to drop some dimes. So in about 30 minutes of using this, one of my friends added a couple of features to his app, and it cost him $35. Yeah, man, you go through pretty fast. So I'm going to give you some tips if you're going to use Claude Code, so you can like clear the context window. And then the Claude Code has another cool feature where you can actually compress the context window. So you can do /clear / but keep the history. And then it'll actually summarize your last conversation, so the context window can like open back up again. Because as you keep engaging in the chat and you want to add more features or do different things, you can have the ability to kind of clear it out or do whatever. So this is kind of like a command line version of Composer in some ways, but yeah, this is like kind of not for the faint of heart. If you're really into coding by hand and you love doing this stuff, I feel like this is a really great compromise and good mix. You know, I think a lot of people have been wanting that new sauce, basically. So new Claude is cooking so much that it crashed the railway. Damn. Okay. Yeah. What Git visualizer? Oh, the visualizer I'm using is called Git Tower. I should probably link my referral code, but I'm just going to tell you anyways. Git Tower, git-tower.com. And yeah, this is my favorite one. I've been using this for a decade. When I was working at Apple, basically I managed like thousands of projects. So it's like, and there's so many tags and integrate, and like I just cannot tell you how crazy it gets really fast. So I've just been so used to using this. For me, I'm a visual guy. You can cherry pick, you can do everything. Yeah, I mean, it is mostly because of like the way I did stuff before. So that's just kind of what I'm used to. So yeah. Jaime, what's up, man? Get dark mode. Flashbang in the eyes. Oh, my bad. Yeah. So right now my room's super bright, so I'm on light mode. So yeah, I have dark mode on my apps. If you hit this little thing, it just respects whatever the browser thing is. So just FYI. Okay, so let's go back real quick and see what's happening in the terminal. So right now what's happening in the terminal, I'm going to just kind of scroll down a little bit just so not so distracting to the eyes. It basically, the command line version of Claude Code already took a look at my code base, and we can see that it's basically read through. It's like, it even found my cursor rules where I'm actually telling it that it's a senior front-end developer and stuff, which is pretty interesting. It even looked through the config files, and then it just even has my build commands, and it's telling it the style. So it's almost like it's generating its own rules file, if you know what I mean. So now it says, do you want to make this edit? And I said, hit enter. I said, yes. So basically now it's saving the file on my device. And so we can ask questions about the code base. So we can do /, and then these are the / commands that you can run in Claude Code. So you can clear out the history, is what I was telling you about. You do compact, so that'll shrink the history down into a smaller form factor. We can do config to open the configuration panel to reset things up again. And we can do cost. So /cost will tell us, see, like for this code base, it cost us basically almost 50 cents, like 41 cents to run on this whole thing. So what that means is like, we paid quite a bit of money just to have an analysis on our thing. And you can see like after 5, 10, 100 requests, like, you know, that's going to add up pretty fast. So you could be like, just think about 100 requests, right? Like that's $40. That's like 1,000 fast requests on Cursor. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how this stuff can add up really fast. It's just kind of why I'm saying like cursor could be the word. But that's why I wanted to show you this. And this is the workflow here. So like, for example, I think, is there a bug or something I need to fix here? Let's see. I just wanted to refresh. Like in the app and stuff. I don't remember. I think there was a bug I need to fix in my other repo, but that's kind of the way it is. If we go to Git Tower, I'm going to show you, this is the file that it created here. And this is basically just a markdown file. So this is just what it did was it consumed the entire like tokens of all the app, and then use that to try to generate this and generate an understanding of what's going on. So just to give a context, like how many tokens was that? I'm going to go ahead and open up repo prompt. And so with repo prompt, I can show you workspace, and then I'm going to go to array transcribes. So we're going to do array dash transcribes, just sort this by name, and open. Okay. So the entire code base is about 78,000 tokens. So just by that alone, if you're thinking about that, like, you know, to do the tokens and the analysis or whatever it did, that's pretty much how long it took there. Eric has also mentioned that he's updated repo prompt, and there's a bunch of more UI changes in here, which is really cool. So that's awesome, man. He's got the whole thing, I think, unlocked. So yeah, I got to take a look at this because there's basically a new update here. And then, you know, select my models for whatever I want to do in the chat. So that way, instead of this one, I'll just probably have the new Claude thinking model. So I think there's probably an update that he's going to push out, or it's already out. It's going to be in there. So yeah, that's a quick overview of that. So yeah, and then we have cursor here. So we have this type of thing. And then, yeah, so what was the other thing we were going to do here? So I was going to take a look at, let's see, what are y'all saying right now? Flashbang, ChatGPT. Is ChatGPT better? So ChatGPT Pro Count might be better. Pro Count, I would code with this right now. I mean, this is going to be like the whole like shebang, if you know what I mean. Like this is where you actually get everything going on. So damn, Sonnet is expensive. Yeah, Sonnet stuff adds up, especially if you're doing all this stuff with code and trying to figure out these types of things. Still worth it. Compare it as a dev as long as quality output is better. Yeah. So I think it's just going to be quality of output, the questions you ask. I'm really excited about this new feature where it's going to try to reason longer and actually tell us a little bit more about kind of what's happening in our code base. There have been some folks who said that they've been able to do some stuff and that it has really, really cooked for them. So yeah, one of the things that we could possibly do is just kind of have some fun, you know, with some existing templates. Or another thing I was thinking is just like maybe add an existing feature or fix some bugs. So like I could fix like a simple bug in my app, which could be kind of chill. So like I think if I just go back to my previous app, I have a bug in my code. So, or it's not a bug. I need to add this feature. So it's basically I'm gonna just go ahead and hit let's see, Git Tower. Okay, so I ran the Claude file and it already has this like little file thing here. And in my app, what happens is, let me just go ahead and run it. Bun dev. Oops. Bun dev. So in my app, let's go ahead and run it. I don't have a dark mode or light mode. So it kind of sucks, right? So I have the app, and if you're in light, this is basically all it does. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and see if we can load up. I'm going to do Command C to Control C, exit again. So I'm going to go to .. I think it's transcribe. Yeah. Cool. So in here, I could do Claude, and it should already like know that there's a file in there. So I can just say, how would I make it so that it works with light mode and dark mode? I want a toggle near the user settings on the left pane so that I can go from light to dark mode. I only seem to see one mode. So basically here, well, what I'm expecting it to do is like to show me, like, tell me something about a theme provider. Yeah, there it is. See, and then like kind of understand like where the code is and what to do. And so, you know, we're just using the regular Claude code here from the command line. And then we're going to see if like there is a difference here. And I'm going to show you like this. I'm really curious to see what the cost is, because this will just tell us like what the cost is. to do this. So this is almost agentic. Let's see where. So basically, it searched through the code. It found like this pattern. This is really cool. Actually, this is kind of like really refreshing because like previously when you would ask these models, they wouldn't have an understanding of the structure of your app. So I'm already pretty blown away with this Claude Code thing. And it reads the layout file. I'll check the Tailwind configuration. It's like, see, like this is really smart. This is great. Let's check the utils file. And it says like, now I've got understanding of the project. Let's set up a theme provider using Next Themes. Let's update the Tailwind. This is exactly what you would do with Shad because it knows I have a Shad CN configuration. Update the Tailwind config to dark mode for dark mode. Add a theme toggle switch to a sidebar component. And then so it actually wants to have me do this type of things. So I'm going to just make sure I have everything here. And so we have this, and then I'm going to ask the same question in Cursor and just see what it does. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go to here. How would I make? And then let's just, I'm just really curious to see what the performance would be. So I'm just going to go to chat mode or ask mode, and I'm going to ask Claude Sonnet, and then I may even do another one where I just ask the thinking model to do the same type of thing. My bad, my head was in the way. So I'm going to ask Claude Sonnet and then hit this little ask button here. This exact thing with my code base right here. So like literally just hit send and just see what happens, you know? I mean, what's going to happen? So I think it's just to, I don't even know if it actually read any of my files. Yeah, so I didn't ask it about the code base. I'm going to hit stop right now. So I'm going to go back in here, and I think I have to hit command. If I hit the command and enter key, I think it's supposed to search my entire code base. And you see, yeah. So if you hit the command key and then hit enter, it searches your code base, and you can see now it shows the code base thing at the top. And this is where it actually reads the entire directory of the code. And then this is where it's going to actually say, oh yeah. So it should be following the same steps because I'm literally using the same model. But the only difference here is we're using Cursor as the in the asking mode and seeing what steps is it going to follow? Is it going to follow the same steps as the Claude Coder? And so in some ways, we're just comparing the two right now, side by side. And I haven't made any code changes. So this is just literally just using its type of thing to inspect it. The thing that's not really clear to me right now is, does each read and each follow-up request use a fast request or not? And so if someone from the Cursor team is watching, I'd love to know that so that we can understand, like, okay, if it costs you like 5 fast requests to do this type of request, you know, which one is cheaper, right? Is it better to do one or the other? So that way we would kind of know where we're really standing here. Let's see, Chris. While Cursor may be more cost effective, we aren't 100% sure on the additional prompting help Claude Code has made to potentially be more effective. I agree. I totally agree with this. This is very important to know. I think it's really good that they're trying to do these in terms of like a research preview to give to us to really use and start to put this thing here. So is it better to use code or Cursor right now further than using an IDE than pure coding? So this is a wonderful question. I'm so glad you bring this up. I noticed a trend online of people who use Windsurf or people who use Cursor, and then people who are using like other code editors. And so let me just kind of give you a quick breakdown. I feel like a lot of people from my experience who've been coding before this AI stuff, like back before 2020, they prefer to use Cursor because you can select the files and you can kind of be really, really clear about the changes you want to implement. So for example, I'm just giving it a very specific implementation for a very specific feature in a very narrow scope. And I'm expecting it to do very well here. And so that's kind of the way that is. If you're like have just started coding with AI, so you're still kind of new to coding or that type of thing, you're like sometimes if you don't give it enough context or very specific types of names or things, then the model has too much choice to go everywhere. And so you may not get the results you want. So the reason why I'm showing Cursor like as a Claude Coder in the terminal is because of like my background, you know, having done some code for a long time and having worked with a lot of these types of systems. And so I'm just really curious as an engineer, kind of looking at it deeper in that sense and letting my folks know as well. This is supposed to be a wide range of topics that we're going to cover. So it's not, don't be too afraid that like, you know, I love that you're asking these types of questions right now because this is supposed to be very approachable to everyone who's really just interested in learning how this stuff works. because I just kind of wish I had this, growing up. Imagine if I had YouTube growing up. This would be so cool. I mean, I did, but like it wasn't so like there wasn't a lot of coding content out there like 10 years ago. So yeah, so I think to me, if you're like kind of in between and you're already using Cursor, I would just say definitely use Cursor, but play around with this other thing with the Claude Coder. The cost can go up pretty high. So I'm going to see if we can show you that once we do this type of thing. So I just wanted to review what the output was going to be from Cursor just before we move forward on the other side and just see, how the implementation actually works here. So yeah, it's a really good question. I appreciate that. So if we go into here now, looks like it did all this searching and found all of our different buttons and files. So this is new in the 0.46 update from Cursor. So their agent mode is really, really good. As you can see, it's been able to kind of go through all these files and like, try to get a lot of understanding. So it checks the UI components, checks the app components. It's actually telling us a lot more than the actual Claude Coder did, which is really awesome. And you see it actually checked different parts of the same file. So it's just literally parsing it by 100 lines each and looking for the here, there's a theme provider. There's like no theme provider file. So it's basically telling us now, okay, in order to do this, we're going to create this file. We're going to create a theme toggle component. And then the root layout is going to put it in there. And then it'll update the sidebar with the theme toggle. And then update the globals file and so forth. So what I can do, and then it's even telling us to put the required packages. And so it's interesting here because it's saying npm, yarn, or bun. And like, I feel like I should have figured out that I'm using bun because I even have like a global rule in my rules file. I don't have a global rule. Okay, I thought I had a rules in my rules file in here, but I don't. My bad. About using bun, but it's okay. So let's go back real quick here. And I'm just curious. I haven't used this workflow, so it's still new to me. I already know that Cursor will probably get the job done, but let's just try on this side and just see how much it's going to cost us. So that way you don't have to figure this out yourself and be paying tens or whatever, $20, I'd rather have the money burned on my side. This is also going to people who've been supporting me. So I really appreciate that. So people who have joined the YouTube support, there's like a subscribe thing where you can actually, pay $6.99 a month to join my private Discord and kind of hang out with me and cook. So like those pursuits basically help me do these types of experiments live with you. So you don't have to burn through. So definitely thank my peoples there who've been able to support. Also on X, it's just $5 a month as well. And you can be a subscriber and stuff like it, but you can still subscribe for free, like share. If you don't have that type of money right now, just share with some friends and let people know. So let's go ahead and I want to do this route since this is still new here on the command line. So we're doing the command line with Claude Code. And I think it's going to really tell us a little bit of, how this stuff is really cooking. And then we'll kind of check back on Cursor right here. So I'm going to go ahead and says bun add next theme. So like this is actually taking us through what the agent was going to do. So would you like to proceed? Yes, please. Effecting. So 2 seconds. And then you can hit escape anytime when you want to interrupt. I like that this is running in command line mode. So this is really cool. So basically, what is it saying here? So do you want to make this edit? So it's basically going through step by step and kind of making the edits for us. That's pretty hot, actually. I like this. Okay, so it's yes, I want to make the edits. Basically adding the dark theme mode. That's really nice. So it's reading the file for the UI switch, theme provider, next themes. This is great. Do you want to make this edit in the layout? Yes. I'm just going to YOLO. Cursor has a YOLO mode, by the way. And this YOLO mode, while this is going here, we're going to make this file layout. This looks pretty good, actually. In the settings here, if you go to features and you go scroll down, in Cursor tab, you'll see Cursor chat here. And that actually has, it says enable YOLO mode. So YOLO mode, for those who are brave, will basically, usually the agent will stop, and that's how you know it's used when one of these fast requests. In YOLO mode, it'll just keep going without asking for confirmation. So that's pretty handy. So in this case, I think they do this for research purposes, that like, this is still something new that Claude has released, so they don't want it to just be unhinged. So every type of change, it's kind of asking us to confirm it. So I'm going to do yes. But we can say yes and don't ask again for this session. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that. And theoretically, it should just kind of keep going, boom, 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 and knock everything out. So let's just go ahead and do that. See, it's going through, it's pondering. Now let's add the theme toggle to sidebar component. That way it can just kind of keep doing its thing. So yeah, it's basically cooking now. So let me catch up with the comments. I'm still behind on the comments, my bad. So everyone's been doing stuff here. Get Max, what's up, man? So what did you say? Both cursor is amazing. And if you code already, you can find a perfect coding partner to help you with the repetitive boilerplate. I definitely agree. Yeah, excited to try 3.7. Bro, 3.7, I'm so excited. I've been seeing some people cook. I was in a Spaces earlier and people were just like, I cannot believe it's solving these problems. So that's why I want to do this. I saw a video and it seems like API is about 10 cents per request. Yeah, so the API cost, while this is going here, it's cooking for us in the background, is $3 per million tokens. So yeah. And then there's prompt caching and there's $15 per million tokens. So I think what's really confusing for me is like, how does this compare cost-wise to like an OpenAI? So, I mean, I feel like I could just say, just copy this and then just go to, OpenAI, ChatGPT. And then I'm going to see if I could just say, sorry, my bad. I'm going to go here. Is this it? Yeah. I'm going to just do search. Can I do search? Oh, I can't do search. Maybe. Oh, 4.0. Okay. I guess you can't do search on images. That's weird. How does this compare to the OpenAI cost per 1K tokens? So I guess what I'm trying to do is like, what's the cost calculation compared to this? So OpenAI's models are, the O1 pricing is $15 per 1 million tokens and $60 per 1 million tokens for thinking, bro. I forgot. These guys do not play. And that's part of the reason why they released O3 Mini. But check this out. Like, sure, everyone's going to talk about cost right now. The actual model performance is kind of a whole nother thing, though. So what was posted from our friend here, I think it was Matt Schumer. Yeah. Like, look at the score that 3.7 Sonnet gets, bro. 3.5 new at the bottom. We got OpenAI 01, 48%. We got OpenAI 03 mini high. And then we have DeepSeek R1, right? Bam. Look at that massive jump in accuracy. Like, we're talking about, this is crazy. So, like, the fact that it did so well in a lot of these things is just kind of, it's telling, right? So, for the price, if you're going to be doing 01 or like 03 mini high, and, I feel like it's pretty reasonable as far as like cost, right? So we did 3 million per input versus like, GPT-4 is like $30 per million tokens. Come on, get out of here with this. Or 402, it's like, it's kind of like, sure, it's 50 cents per million tokens bigger, but like to get that much more intelligence, I feel like it's a good price still. But this can add up over time. So depending on your profession and whatever you're cooking with, you're doing here. So, okay, cool. So now it's even wanting us to run the bun dev command. So I already have it running here, I think. So I'm just going to run bun dev. And I think we should already have our form toggle. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Okay, let me refresh. Refresh. Nice. See? That's cool. That's awesome. So yeah, I basically now have a light mode and dark mode for my app. And then it's pretty much cooked. Yeah, I think it's really strange is that the rest of the app doesn't really work. So we got this part taken care of. We got this little window. Oh, that's kind of cute, actually. That's really awesome. Yeah. So it works, but not all the files. So I could just say yes. So this should be running bun dev. And I think it's just doing a bun dev command. So I'm going to run /cost next. And this is where we're going to show like the actual cost for us to achieve, like basically have implemented this feature, right? It's like implement a dark mode toggle. How much did it cost us to actually implement this actual code? So I don't know exactly what it's doing. I'm just going to go ahead and interrupt and hit escape. And just going to hit /cost. So /cost. So far, just to add that feature cost us 44 cents. So yeah, So if you want to add a feature, you're talking about like, 50 cents, $1 here, there. And whoever knows how fast the other one is. So what I want to go ahead and do right now is basically go into Git Tower. I'm going to go ahead and just stash these changes right now. I'm just going to stage all. I'm going to unstash. I'm going to stash these ones. Stash. It'll be like Claude 3.7 Sonnet dark mode toggle. So save stash. All right, cool. So what I did is basically I just put that stash away and we saw its implementation. And then I just want to do a comparison now to Cursor and just see like how does that look like? So I'm going to go like theoretically with Cursor at the bottom, we ran the same exact question and it gave us like the whole plan here. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do in Claude Sonnet, I'm just going to go ahead instead of ask, I'm going to go ahead and go to agent mode. And I'm just going to say, please implement the plan to above. So I just say, please implement the plan above. It should already have that context, but let's just see. So I'm going to go ahead and Command C this so it stops it. Hit send and just see what happens. All right, let it cook. So I'll implement the light mode, dark mode as planned. It's going to try to install themes. I don't think it's going to install themes. It's going to do bun, add, next, dash themes. So it's going to be like, yo, it didn't install it. So I just had to install it by hand. But yeah, so now let's create the theme provider components. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and create that code. Now it's going to go ahead and do this type of thing. So let me just try to catch up here. So does Cursor have this new model? Yes, it does. And it's now part of this little drop-down area over here where it says agent. And it has 3.7 Sonnet, and it also has 3.7 Sonnet thinking. So +1. Yes, try it. So, okay, now let's check how much that cost. Yes, it's like 44 cents. Yes. Now let's see if we can do on the mid components. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, it's really interesting. Let me catch up a little bit for real talk though. Looking forward to your take. So Ryan says 3.7 Sonnet is great. I have some bugs that I have been giving a headache. So did you claim the free stickers? Oh, yes. By the way, I need to tell you about that right now. So go to terminal. If you have Claude Sonnet, you can say, send me some stickers. Do this right now. So thank you, Ryan, for reminding me about this. I'm going to move you down here a little bit. So in the app, sorry, not in the app, in Claude, if you go to the terminal right now, you can actually have it send you some stickers. Let's just say, send me some stickers. And basically what it does is it's a little Easter egg that they have in their app. And it's going to punch over to a URL. And it's going to ask you some prompt information here so that you can enter that. And then it's going to pump you to like a form. And then you're going to be able to get some stickers. So if you do that right now, before basically is no longer available. So FYI. Yeah, thank you, Ryan, for the reminder about that. I forgot all about that. I posted on X and I totally forgot. So yeah, I just want to make sure you're up on that, the whole thing. So, okay, cool. How you doing? Seeing big improvements for 3.7 big projects. Excited to see what you think. Yeah. Can't find a way to integrate into Windsurf since they don't have bring your own key. Yeah, so at Windsurf, people will probably integrate it at their own time. So that's on them. Let's go, tech friend. That's what's up, man. Thank you so much for joining in. Hertz found an Easter egg sticker somewhere. Yeah, get visualizer. Okay, cool. New Claude is so much cooking. Crash Whale. Okay, we got into that already. So cool. Awesome. Yeah, no, just kind of catching up on the comments for everyone. Free stickers. Yes, William. Go to the coder, Claude Coder. If you haven't done that already in Safari, all you have to do is go to their announcement, and then it'll bring you over into this section for their documentation. So agents and tools is Claude Code. In the overview here, oh my gosh, get started. Okay, so in the overview for Claude Code, prompt engineering. Oh my gosh, Claude Code. Okay. In the overview here for Claude Code, what you're going to want is going down to npm install their Claude Code thing. and then just type in Claude to launch it, and then just type in send me some stickers. That's it. Get the free stickers ASAP before they basically get out for sell out. Yeah. How did you calculate the costs with Cursor using your own API key? I didn't calculate the costs. I'm just relying on Cursor fast requests. So the Cursor fast requests are going to be the ones that are going to be covered. And I'm just comparing, like, if it cost me 44 cents to add that feature, how much am I going to save if I do like 500 of those requests, right? And by the way, as your code base grows, you're going to use more tokens for the input on the Claude side, so that's just a FYI. And that's $3 per million tokens. So just, some features can, like, somebody was going on for half an hour and they already spent like $30 or close to $40. So that's like 1,000 fast requests, and he only did a handful of requests. He wasn't doing like a lot of requests. See, so that's kind of FYI. So it's basically the same, but so the difference between Claude 3.7 Sonnet and Claude Code, Claude Code is almost like the agentic version of Claude, and it just runs in the terminal. So think about having Composer, but just kind of as its own little like app type of thing. So this is their standalone app that runs in the terminal that uses the API and pulls it down. So a lot of times if you're coding, you have to like get the code, copy it, and then paste it into the browser and go back and forth. And that's super annoying. And then like my friend Eric has invented this app called Repo Prompt. And so that will allow you to kind of just keep the API within one app. So this is sort of Claude's version of that. They're just keeping it all in the terminal and it's doing the commands and you can ask those types of things. So that's just kind of an FYI there. So for those who are asking about that, yes. There's still bugs. For example, sometimes it says reasoning decades without reasoning at all. I think it's just usually because of how much time it's taken. Scott Townsend, thank you so much for becoming a member, man. Yo, big shout outs to Scott. There's going to be a member post, by the way, so that you can join the Discord. So just send me an email on that member post if you go there, and then I'll reply back with your special link, and then upgrade your tag on my Discord type of thing. So I tried Claude to use Claude, for some reason they banned my account. Oh my gosh! I was trying to build a Forex trading app and that can predict buy and sell. Yes, yeah, that should be. I don't know why they would ban you, but you may want to reach out to them for support. Alberto, my latest member as well. So shout out. So my members are the MVPs of this chat. I feel like they've been playing around with Repo. Eric is rocking it. You guys have helped me so much and have basically allowed me to just burn money here. And we're going to keep burning money live. Because of your support, I'm able to kind of keep this thing going, if you know what I mean. So I really appreciate that. Seems you need a Claude Pro account for Claude Sonnet, really? I thought it would just work with the API. That's interesting, because I see it in my thing. Code is so good. I also wonder, because I'm Claude, like the different tiers, I've been spending a lot of money on Claude. I wonder if that matters as well. So yeah, let's go back into what's going on with Cursor. Let's see. Okay, so Cursor should have implemented this whole thing. Let's see. The CLI. Oh, so the CLI saying you need a Claude Pro account? And that's interesting. I thought it worked for everything. Thanks for the heads up, William. So if this is true, it sounds like you may need a Claude Pro account for that. I haven't read through the entire documentation in exact detail. So yeah, it looks like that's possibly the case. So I don't know if there's a bug here in Cursor. Oh, here it is. Okay. So globals. Great. So it looks like it did the code updates here and everything should be there. So it implemented everything, created the theme toggle. I'm just going to go ahead and undev this and then see if we can, let's see how much it cooked. Let's see. Did it error out? Hold on. Undev. Why is there a theme provider and theme toggle? Okay, cool. Undev. Okay. Undev. Okay, what's going on? I wonder if my app just died. Accept all. Undev. I think the app just literally crashed. Terminal. Okay. I'm gonna open up a new undev. What just happened? Internal process with node died. Oh, interesting. I wonder what's going on. PS aux grep node. Okay, damn. Oops. I didn't realize I'm running all these different node things. Huh. Why is my... Oh, okay. Bundef. Internal process from true promise. Mini flare. Oh, I wonder if I have... Why am I seeing this error? I don't really know what this error is about. I'm going to just say, why am I seeing this error? Huh. If I hit plus... Oh, great. That way it's better for you guys. Okay. This error. And then just paste this in. And then I'm going to hit at web. I shouldn't have to hit at web, but I think if I hit at web... So one of the new things I think in the latest agent updates on Cursor is the fact that you can hit at web and it should search the web for you. So if you have any of these errors, usually it'll figure it out on its own that it needs to go to the web. So that'll be what's up. Kyle, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm really curious. If you haven't followed Kyle, Kyle's awesome, man. This guy's an engineer at NASA. He's got his PhD and he's wrote some really cool papers. I think in I think it's astrophysics, if I remember correctly, or something really far out and cool. This guy cooks, man. And he does amazing reviews of O1 Pro as a scientist and literally parsing through the details and seeing how good the models are from a PhD scientific perspective. That I learn a lot just watching about this because I'm just so fascinated because I just want to know, how good are these models at these types of reasoning tasks. So I'm excited to see you cook with your video live stream, by the way, and just you push it to the limits with its reasoning. So yeah, astrophysics. Yeah, man. So this is some really cool stuff. And Kyle's also based in the Bay Area. I met him at the O1 Dev Day with OpenAI, and it was really cool. We got to hang out and chat. I think he needed his charge, and I had these cables and stuff. So yeah, definitely check out his channel. Really, really cool stuff. Does amazing breakdowns, live streams just like this. He's like my brother, but it's really smart in coding, in astrophysics. So that's what's up, man. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Definitely suggest you check him out because he's just really totally on top of it. So yeah, it says my token balance is too low. Oh, interesting. Okay, that'd be interesting there. Cursor versus code. Yeah. To be honest, I might be going back and forth between cursor and code. It just depends on my mood. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm in I just want to code in a text file type of mood, and sometimes I want to vibe code with cursor and just chill. So I think it's just going to matter on your mood for me. How are you tracking your spending? Oh, so to track the spending at any time, you could do /cost. So first you have to go into the Claude type of thing here and do /cost. So once you run Claude, it brings up this interface and you do /cost. So far it's cost me 58 cents to have this session. And if you do the / command, it's going to give us some other commands here too. So in these types of commands, what you can do here is basically track, your conversation history. So right now, all of the previous conversation is being fed in. So those tokens add up pretty fast. We have a 200K token window with this new model. And so occasionally, if I'm going to implement a new feature, what I would do is just clear it out and just start fresh. If I needed the context for everything we did here to add on, for example, I added this theme toggle, but now I want to do some additional things. Instead of reprompting it or giving it additional context, I would just say compact, and it would just make the summary of the thing. So I could just say /compact, whoops, right here, /compact, and just see what happens. So basically, it should take everything we've done here and just make it a smaller version. I'm not sure if it's actually going to write a file or what's going to happen here, but I'm really curious to see what it does. This is great. So we've implemented, oh, this is awesome. So let me move my head so you can see what's going on here. So it told us that how it implemented the stuff here. So the initial investigation, the implementation steps, the files it modified. This is beautiful. And the next steps. So we tried to run, but the command timed out. Yeah, perfect. This is exactly what it needs. So how do I save this? Can I do something like that? So it has, we can run the exclamation mark for bash mode. That's pretty cool. Let's try that. Oh, ls. Oh, so that way it doesn't use any tokens. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, cool. I like this type of thing. This is really awesome. I had no clue. This is kind of new to me, by the way. Let's check out and see what's going on over here with my little app, by the way. So just trying to debug what's this. So what happened here? So based on this stack trace, the Cloudflare workers, oh, I just installed this thing. Oh my God. Okay, so I need to uninstall that. Let's see. Yeah, this is totally killing my vibe. So where is the bun? I did a bun. So what I installed Cloudflare workers D. Was it brew? Install Cloudflare D. Yeah, I got to do that one. So I'm going to copy and paste these. Put this in a text file. So what I was going to do, I'm just going to give you some context right now. So what I did earlier was I was trying to like find an alternative to ngrok. And so I found this thing called Cloudflare tunnels. And then like the setup while setting this up, because I wanted to show you something really cool live, went downhill really fast. And then I was like, I can't do this during the live stream. So I'm just going to do brew remove. So installing it totally now messed up with my node process. Yeah, so now I'm just going to uninstall it because that's actually kind of messing up with everything here. So I'm just going to also uninstall, I think it should have done this type of thing here to do this process. So I'm going to just run this here just in case I accidentally expose anything. Okay, cool. So, and then I should be able to then continue my thing here. So I'm going to do this. Failed. Okay, great. It's not running. Unload. And then, yeah. Okay. So ps-aux. So ps-aux will tell you all of your processes that are running in your system, by the way. So like this is literally everything that's running. And so like as a human, unless you know what you're looking for or spent a lot of time doing this stuff with these commands, it's really hard to kind of understand what's going on here. So one of the cool cheat codes you can do is like ps-aux, and then you can do the pipe command. So the pipe command will just do different types of things. You could do grep, and then you could do this like -e, and then like look for specific things like, cloud, and then just find all the stuff that has cloud in it. So you can just do that over and over again, -e, whatever, and find different words and stuff like that. So you'll see all these different processes that are running that have various stuff. So there's Google Cloud Drive and all this other cool stuff that are running in my system right now. And then you could just do something like if you wanted to kill photos D, which is basically stop the process, you can just do pkill, which is process kill, and give it the name of the process. So you can just say, let's just kill photos D, pkill cloud photo D. And then that would just be like ps-aux grep cloud photo D. And you'll see it's like, hey, it's still running over here. Or like the only where it's showing up is because I'm actually requesting this, and this is running the shell process. So yeah, basically this is no longer running because it would show up in here. You can just do also, kill -9 or whatever, give it a process name like 1027 or whatever the number is, and it would kill that process. So if you don't want to type in this exact whole long thing, that's kind of what you would do there. So just FYI, terminal stuff. So pwd would give us the present working directory, and we're currently in the same file. I just wanted to make sure I'm still there. And then it's going to do bundev, and it should give us the... What is going on? Why? I'm just going to ask Claude. So why do I see this error? I'm just really curious. I'm totally kind of blanking out right now. And I'm not sure. This looks like, okay, so it's trying to write to a socket. I'm just going to mini flare. Process conflicts. Okay. Next to dev. Okay. That's strange. I'm just going to go ahead and go back to cursor here. And I'm going to go ahead and just quit this right now and just reopen it. I wonder if there's also another process there that's kind of running. I there shouldn't be another process running in the background, but it just could be a bug of something. Bun dev. Dang, son. Dang, son. Next dev. No command sound. Let's see. Package JSON. Next build, next start. Bun start. Oh, it tries to run the server. Okay. Could not find it. Okay, bun run build. So I'm just going to build the project and then see if I could bun run start it. Yeah, there's clearly something wrong with my dev command. And I don't know what's going on next dev. Yeah, I should run it. Oh, it failed because of the types error, bun run dev. I should be able to run this in the dev environment though. Huh. Wow. Well, okay. Localhost 3000. Yeah, it's not running it. So strange. Huh. Today we learned. Okay. Wow. It's like, oh, I wonder if one of these processes is doing something. So I'm going to go ahead and quit this one from Claude here. Go back in here. Command C, bun dev. Yeah, I wonder if Claude was doing something in the background. Nope. Kids, this is what happens when I break things. It's not fun. Okay, so root cause analysis. My dependencies. Am I not using a enable stable? Bun install. Bun dev. Dang, I should have restarted my machine. So I'm just going to try like pages build. So bun run pages build. And that should just run it in the Cloudflare environment, which then allowed me to test the app out. Yeah. Okay. So I'm basically getting this error here. So it's a type error. And I'm just going to say, please fix this error to the agent. So I'm going to move my head here. Don't save. Okay, cool. Appreciate everyone's patience for hanging on here. This is just what happens when you're coding live, and that's just okay. Like, we're just figuring, we're doing this live. So appreciate your patience. I know it's like not like super in-depth stuff, so definitely appreciate it. Yo, Kyle again from YouTube. Yo, what's up, man? I don't like Claude Code. Claude Project is much better workflow, actually. So yeah, projects could be cool because, yeah, especially if you have your rules and stuff. There's also a new GitHub integration. I forgot. So like, yes, if you're in here, one of the things apparently that we can do is just start a new chat, is go to the beta here. So if I move my head here, in this section, there's a Google Drive. So you can connect your Google Drive, but we can also connect to GitHub. So if we go here, it says like, hey, I want to authorize Claude. So let's do that. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. So we should be able to select a repository. Sweet. So can I just type it in? Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, I don't like the way that you can't, paste the GitHub URL. Okay. GitHub. Ray. I think that's what it is. Yeah, okay, so here we're going to go here, paste it here, go. It doesn't have access. What? You may need to grant access. That's so strange. Oh, I see. I don't have it installed for my GitHub. Okay, sure. Nice. Thanks, David. This is a really great setup. We're just doing it live. Checking it out. Okay, cool. So it has that there, and we'll just try again. Whoops. Now we have a search icon. So we should do transcribe. Come on. Just give it the thing. Go. All right, so I'm going to just reconnect it. Yeah, because this is only grabbing the public stuff from my AI forks. Oh, my goodness. Oh, here we go. So now we could just do the repo. Add files. Oh, Oh, so we just add content, not the exact repo itself. Okay, so we have to select the files we want to chat with, and it already has like, so just kind of moving David out here out of the way. So you can select the entire repo and it will show you like what stuff you want to chat with. So instead of, so there's an advantage here is the fact that you can select, previously you were only allowed to like select 5 or 6 files, but now you can select more files or even like complete like folders and stuff. So like I don't necessarily need components unless I'm going to be working in that. And I don't necessarily need these types of things, but I'm going to do like app and like do everything in here if you're definitely working with that. And so it shows you at the bottom how much capacity each of the ones used up. So like if you hit add files, now you have this like code snippet here that you can ask questions about. And I guess that also goes with the context window because the context window is still like probably 200K tokens. But in this dropdown for Claude Sonnet, you have this here, and then you have the normal thinking mode and the extended thinking mode. So I'm not exactly sure like how many questions you can ask before you get tapped out here. But that's a really good bring up. Thank you, David, for kind of bringing that up. And, this shows us exactly, how fast you can start eating through all of your code files that way. So that was a good find. I really appreciate that. No, that's really cool. Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome. So I appreciate the folks who are joining in. So the stickers thing does not work outside of the US. Oh, okay. Damn, that sucks. That really sucks. So we're going back into cursor and I think we were trying to tell it to fix the things. So did it fix the file? It should have. Yeah, I think. Next themes in here should have done the thing. So I'm going to see if I could run the build again. Oh yeah, I'm missing the React import. I should have done that myself. My bad. So in here, we should have the app running, basically. Yeah, cool. So why did it not run? Package, whoops. Is it pages? Let's see. Bun, run, dev, pages. Oh, bun, run, preview. Bun, run, preview. Cool. So that's doing its thing. All right. So I could just hit B and should open a browser, right? B. And then I think, is the browser open yet? Open DevTools. It should open the browser, right? B. Come on. DevTools. C. B. Okay. I am having all kinds of technology difficulties today. Wow. Well, dang. X to exit. Huh. Oh, man. Let's see. B. I'm going to try with different keyboards. Oh, wow. This is totally... I don't know what's going on, bun dev. Watch it all work when I like quit the stream and stuff. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on. Okay. Go back here. Dev. Wow. Node internal promises. I feel like this is a node error. So how do I do node version 22? Okay. I'm going to ask in here and say, I want to run with node version 22. I think it's a node bug. I don't think, that's what's so confusing here. Ask, how do I run node version 22 instead of 23? Just curious. So I'm just basically going to revert to an older version of node. Node nvm use, echo 22 to here. I'll use the nvm rc file. Okay. I think I might do that. I think I'm just going to do this. This is probably the easiest with just literally putting 22 in nvm use. No. That's so strange. For this project. Yeah, there used to be like a dash node. Yeah, node version. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm going to try to see if I can open like a different thing like here, and I just do bundev, and I should be able to run it. Yeah, so I think there's something that changed in my actual files, because it clearly like runs here without a problem. Okay. Yeah, something broke. I don't know exactly where it broke. So that'll be that there. And so what I can do is go to my Git history here. I don't think anything got changed. Next themes, package lock. See, that's what's funny. It's like nothing here changed node-wise. And this is what's kind of funny sometimes. It's like these things can kind of break and you're like, I don't know why they broke. And that just happens. So yeah, that is absolutely bonkers. Why would, So let's see. Let me go back here. I'm just going to say, help me fix this. Ask the agent, help me this bug when I run it. The app. I am able to run other apps using the same command, and then hit paste. Okay. So I'm basically just giving it the example. You know what I'm going to do is just going to remove all my node modules and reinstall them before I do this, because this is kind of what it keeps pointing to. So it's like it's saying it's going into my node modules, it's trying to run this specific type of thing, and it errors out with a system call to write. It's internal streams writable. So I think it's either an API that's being called when it's running a command from promise. So internal process promises. Yeah. And I don't know if it's actually just, yeah, let me just, before I do this, I'm just going to do rm-rf node modules, all the stuff. So I'm going to remove all the node modules, all the bun stuff, even the package lock stuff. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do, the reason why I'm doing this, by the way, is sometimes when you switch branches or you do like these stashes and you're going back and forth and adding packages, you have to like in the rare occasion, if you switch branches and you completely wipe out and start again, you're going to have other versions of node packages that are maybe incompatible with what you're working with. And theoretically, it should work itself out, especially if you're doing bun installs all the time. There is the rare occasion that something will be there and that you'd have to clear things out. So this is kind of why we're going to like emergency mode to do this, because I was able to kind of take a look at a different project and currently run it and everything worked fine. So it's like, hey, there's nothing in here. I'm also going to remove the dot next. I think is there, yeah, doc next here, dot next. rm-rf dot next. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, cool. So then we do bun install, and it should just basically reinstall everything, and then we should be good, hopefully. Let's see. All right, so thanks for the patience, everyone. Bun dev, watch it work. Yep. Told you. I knew it. Ay. Okay, here we are, friends. Actually, I like this implementation better. So thanks for your patience. So here's the funny part. Cursor almost got it. So it applied the dark mode to this part of the text, but did not apply it to the rest of the theme. So it actually was kind of empty here. So that's pretty funny, actually, if we go here. And to be honest, I like the implementation that Claude did. So like Claude did a really good implementation. So like that's really interesting. Okay, so I got everything working. My bad for that extended type of thing. So just kind of rewind it back, just for those who are just joining in right now. If you're watching, what we were doing is comparing Claude Sonnet 3.7. It's the same model, but there is a new command line version, and the command line stuff basically allows you to run Claude. If you just type in Claude here, once you get it installed, you can actually do some like initialization and have it reason through your code. And so you can actually have it do these commands. You can do init/init. And so the init will actually go and create this new file that's in your code base to understand everything. That'll cost, somewhere in the range, of like 10 cents to like 40 cents or 50 cents. If you have a bigger code base, it could even cost you more. But this interface is kind of like their own version of a composer window, like you would use in Cursor. And you should be able to ask questions or add features and stuff. So I can say, let's just say if I wanted to implement a database to save files and to save transcripts and to save transcripts, user authentication, let's see what else, Stripe payments, and other things. What plan and schema should we use? So like, I'm just kind of being very vague and very kind of, hey, I don't know. I need to add a database. What should I kind of do type of thing? And so what the Claude code will do is actually look through all of our code files and do this type of thing. I want to show you what this costs. So it says, so looking at your project, you don't have a database schema set up. So for your needs like transcripts, auth, payments, I'd recommend use Clerk. I see like the Clerk modules in there. For database, implement Prisma with PostgreSQL. Users linked to Clerk, and then transcripts store metadata plus results. And then the subscriptions will connect to Stripe, and then usage limits and quotas. So the schema would include relationships between users, their transcripts, and subscription status. Would you like me to create a sample Prisma schema for the setup? So we can say, oh, okay, cool. And we can say, this is my first time. I'm new to this database thing. So can you review my code and let me know what a good plan is for doing all of the above and other things I should be considering? What could be helpful here is a mermaid diagram. For the various flows, so we can verify and test things in the future. Okay, so I'm just letting it cook, and we're going to see how much this is going to cost us. All right, so it's basically searching through all my files, and I'm going to let it do that thing. So, yeah, request of the stickers. Why am I so excited? Because like it's an Easter egg. It's really hard to actually get these types of stickers, which is pretty cool. Wow, compact. This is as good as asking for the AI for mermaid chart. Yes, and I think this is a really good thing. I want like a script to like compact every so often and put itself like in this little like file where you can just kind of reference this doing its thing. Yeah, I'm so glad we got the node stuff resolved. This is that's been a pain in the butt. Yes, yeah. So yeah, basically William. Yeah, as we know, we basically saw it was by my node modules that were installed. I had to remove them all and reinstall them again. So that was kind of a bummer. Spent all day tinkering with 3.7, much better than I expected. Yo, that's what's up, man. So, okay, wow. Okay, so here's an interesting thing that I didn't realize. So Claude keeps their claude.md in the root folder, and they basically want to update that file with its findings. Remember how I was telling you about I want a summary every time? This is really cool. So, it says like error handling, use Zod for validation, proper boundaries, database implementation. So telling us about technology, the authentication, the payments, the data storage. It even gives us a schema for all these types of things, the subscription, the usage log. No, I'm going to say no and tell Claude what to do differently. Okay, so this is what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to say, I actually want to use convex for my database, So let's just see how it pivots, right? It's like, I actually want to use convex for my database. So we're just going to let that cook right there. So that's what's up. What does vibe coding mean to you? I have yet to try it. Oh, so the premise of vibe coding, Kyle, is basically the fact that you can just give it instructions. Sometimes you want to go in and fix the code by hand, but the vibe coding premise or theme is the fact that you just tell it to like, instead of saying, hey, update the pixel 2 or whatever, or make this rounded corners and going into the CSS and adding that, or going to Tailwind and adding the different commands, you could just tell the agent to do that, and it should just fix it. Like, okay, there's too much white space there. Add 2 more pixels around that. It costs more tokens, and it's usually it's not cost effective, but the vibe is just like you're just trying to like kind of flow with things that are just coming to your mind, and just kind of without typing, just speak them as much as possible if you can. So a lot of these people kind of go into that type of flow. I kind of have been doing that from the very beginning, because like sometimes it's just much easier to get into a flow state to just tell it to build things without worrying too much about the code or the quality that it's doing per se. Just so that you can get the idea that's in your head out as fast as possible to be usable to prove an idea. So that's kind of where vibe coding for me originated. And I've been using that basically kind of goes there. Yeah. So I used the thinking model for Claude Code, but not Cursor. Okay. Yeah. We all have to take a look at that. So should we use Sonnet 3.7 or Sonnet 3.7 thinking? So 3.7 thinking could be used. I'm going to try to see it for this use case, and I'm going to give it to Cursor as well, because I want to see like the thinking model kind of think through and reason through my code. So this is going to be a really cool exercise for us to do. Database stuff, schemas, I want it to reason through my entire code base. And so the reasoning stuff can actually be very helpful, because I want it to be very thorough and not miss any little details, because that's kind of where I'm thinking about using it. So yeah, if you counter a big problem or a complicated issue that needs deeper thinking, definitely do that there. Yeah, especially for bugs that you haven't been able to fix with the regular model. Thinking could probably get you that extra sauce that you needed. Yeah. Ray's using non-thinking models. Yeah, right now I'm just using non-thinking because of just my directness to them. So that's kind of what we're doing. What does the update excel at? So right now we're just kind of testing it overall, and we're testing this new mode with the coder, basically Claude Coder. Apparently it's supposed to really excel at solving some complicated problems. Some people have been giving it some big refactors or implementing features. And so it's been able to go in and solve those problems. And so the fact that the benchmarks actually show that as well. And I think that's what's getting some people really excited about it, that Matt Schumer pointed out with SweBench. There's some other benchmarks too that people are talking about, but just like the general vibes are super high. So like it's the most intelligent model. So they're saying like for reasoning, at like graduate level reasoning, it's at 78 to 84%. So that's the 64K regular model. And then the no extended thinking is 68%. So like if you have the extended thinking, basically it cooks. So that definitely tops out over O1 Pro or O1 with OpenAI, and then also on top of O3 Mini. So these guys, and even Grok, right? So like Grok is pretty much up there. So it should be on par, so that's very close to Grok 3 beta. Which is really interesting. For agentic coding task, I mean, this is the model that we were showing with Matt Schumer, like how coding tasks are much higher. Also for like agent tool use as well. We can kind of see some of these numbers here, and the multilingual QA. So this is definitely just like, bruh. Yeah, high school math. Come on, bro. Like this is crazy. Yeah, the high school math competition is really interesting. So yeah, that's a kind of a little bit of a nutshell there of kind of where that's coming from. Just a FYI. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go /cost just to see what we've been doing so far cost-wise. So it's cost me 25 cents to get some understanding of what I should do to implement a database for my app, and kind of what that would look like. So, and in here, what did we have it do? So for your transcript service, would you like me to create a sample convex schema to help with the convex? Yes, please. Yes, please. Continue with that. So I'm having it continue. So I think it was just having it update the Claude file. So database schema. So bun add convex. Okay, so this would add the convex thing. So yeah, this is kind of where I was thinking we would do that here. So cursor, okay. And we're kind of catching up. All right, so that's that there. We fixed the node issue. We have it running now. We do have some weirdness with the actual UI and the fact that Cursor running the same model versus Claude Coder. To be honest, I was expecting Cursor to kind of nail it because, adding dark mode and as a toggle and everything just sort of makes sense. And Cursor, as far as like an agentic mode, should have nailed it. But here's the caveat. this model just dropped today. And so the Cursor team still needs to actually update and fine tune the way this model will work for their actual app. So the same thing with anything that's dropping. Whenever you drop a new model in, sometimes it does better without even doing anything. But a lot of times there'll be these fine refinements that need to be done. Because in the background, Cursor is grabbing this context. We saw it grabbing pieces of code through my code base, and that's feeding it up into Claude Sonnet and then getting results back and doing these types of iterations. So we use the command line app, and it was able to nail it with some few exceptions, but it pretty much nailed it, within its little agentic loop there. I think that only cost us 25 cents to implement. So just a FYI, if you're coding with these systems, I wouldn't just say hey, this is not bad, but just know that there are some limitations, and future updates will keep pushing that, difference there. So yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, this is kind of where we're at with it right now. Okay, so we have this here, and let's see, bondev. All right. So in here, Command R. So this is running our app, and we have the toggle there. See, the dark mode doesn't really work. And I'm just, I could even tell Cursor to fix that too. So, but I could say, hey, go back to implement light mode, dark mode. And I could just say, I think it's back here in my previous thing here. How do okay, so the text is only toggling between light and dark, but the rest of the theme is not. Rest of the background and other elements aren't. Okay. This is Cursor. So basically doing another request here for it to do that. Cool. Let's investigate why. All right. Is there an AI product that can read code from Inspect, Chrome, and that's all I'm missing for development? I have seen some apps that can do that as far as plugins. And then I think there might be even an IDE that can do that as well. Don't quote me on that yet. I think somebody even made an MCP server that would feed back the console loop. So the console errors would feed back into the IDE, but that would be pretty cool. Yeah. No worries. I got nowhere to be. Do you guys know why he's not using the thinking? So I'm going to be doing the thinking next. So I'm going to try the thinking mode for doing the convex thing in Cursor. And then I'm going to do the web search as well, because I want to grab the latest documents and I want to really kind of put everything into one, because I used to do this with DeepSeek. I used to use DeepSeek as far as the thinking model to do this type of planning and reasoning. So yeah, cool. Not sure if he's reading chat. Yeah, my bad. I'm very behind on chat because I was fixing a node issue. So I'm finally just now catching up. So for creative writing, the new Sonnet without thinking is really good for that. Okay, cool. Cool. I'll check it when I get home. That's awesome. When do you decide to pivot between Claude CLI versus Cursor? I'm going to keep playing with this. And to be honest, I might just stick with Cursor because of the cost. You can see how fast the cost adds up. And I think the second part is you have to do a lot of context handling by hand. So the way I'm thinking about it right now between the CLI and Cursor is if I have a small feature, I just want to ask a couple of questions, I just might use a CLI. If I want to do something bigger that involves many, many steps and kind of dragging files in and testing stuff back and forth, that's where I feel Cursor as an IDE can work really well, because I'll just grab almost like a project. I'll say here's my thinking, here's my thoughts, and this is kind of what I'm dumping in. And then the other thing that's really nice about Cursor is the fact you just give it a URL for documentation, and it's going to use the web to go do that. So especially with implementing Convex, or implementing a database provider, you can just give it the documentation and just kind of go. So the CLI, you can't really do that, right? Because it's not going to be able to have web access. It's just going to stay right there. The other part of it is that we haven't talked about yet are MCP servers. So if I have an MCP server that I configure with Stripe, then I could just say, hey, go ahead and use Stripe to grab all of my, subscription prices and then integrate that into the app as well. So it'll know and have the context and have those ID numbers to put them in my app. So that's kind of where Cursor really wins. I just wanted to show off the CLI. as a tool there, just to compare cost really, and to me also figure out like, is it really justified? Are the cost savings going to be worth it? And to me, it already is. I mean, using Cursor, you're going to get all those features that I described: web access, MCP, documentation, agentic loops, different chat windows. You don't have to think too much about context. Where the CLI can excel, and we saw it excel with that one shot, with smaller features or different types of things like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't even mind like initializing the project just so that it can build this cool Claude MD file, and then let it cook after that, right? So I think that's kind of where that's the way I'm thinking about this right now. Just as a FYI, can you undo incorrect edits in Claude code? I don't think so, actually. That's a really good point. Yeah, that's why I think you have to use Git for that. So yeah, I've been really loving Perplexity. I use it every day, multiple times. Pretty excited about their browser. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Thank you. Let's see. Any MCP servers you can't live without. Right now, I'm living without. I'm like YOLO. I'm right raw dogging 0 MCP servers, but I'm about to use. As far as MCP server, the one I'm going to use is going to be using Stripe soon, and then to configure them now, there's like an actual setting. So if you just go to MCP, add new MCP server, we can just give it the command or the SSE. So the command is probably what we'll do. As far as like adding the server and configuring it here, and then hitting the command to run. So that's the thing I wish they did better here because on the other side with the MCP servers in Windsurf, you literally just copy a JSON file and put it in. I think when you put the MCP server stuff in here, you should be able to do the same thing by storing a file actually. So you can say, where is it? JSON. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. So in the .cursor/MCP JSON, we can actually just put this exact file. So I think servers list or something like that. Awesome MCP servers. Somebody had an amazing list. Oh, example servers. Here we go. I think it's model context protocol. Stripe. Hold on. Oh man, let me see if I can find it on X. Somebody had an awesome server thing that was really, really cool. MCP server list. I want to find it for you because I want to show you how we should be able to configure it without any problem. And there's a developer on here. I think his name is Pontus. Let me see if I can find him. Yes, Pontus. Okay, here we go. Midday AI. Is it? Yeah, Midday. In here somewhere. He had like a whole directory and it was really good. Dang. Yeah. So okay, project rules, cursor directory. I think it is in here. Features. Where is the directory? Is it Windsurf? Oh man. If somebody's got it, definitely link me up because that'd be really cool. Let's see. I want to find it for you because this is like really, really good. Midday. Here we go. MCP servers. Okay, got it. Cool. Cursor.directory. Okay. Is it this one? MCPs? Got it. Okay. So we have MCPs. We go to Stripe. And then here we go. Okay. So using the MCP tools, we go to command. We just basically, for the studio server, we run the example. For the SSC, we do this. Installation instructions for Stripe. So we should do Claude desktop config. See here for more details. So theoretically, we should just be able to grab this command and add our secret key in. So I think, if I understand this correctly, according to the documentation here. We're just going to do this live. We should just be able to do .cursor/mcp.json. So this will just be the MCP we're doing. So in this case, we're just going to name it Claude desktop config. Yeah, okay. So this should be here. And we're just going to go ahead and hit touch and then do the file that the folks at the cursor team wants. So they say, I'm just going to call it stripe.json. So touch, and then I'm going to move this out of the way. My bad. Okay, so what I did here in the terminal, I'm just going to clear this out so that we have it all set. Touch, and then dot, whatever, cursor. And then I'm going to do, what's the command? The mcp.json. So I'm going to do stripe.json. Okay. mkdir-p.cursor /, right? Okay. And then I'm just going to touch the same file. Up here, we should see stripe.json. And then theoretically, over here, we should just be able to grab this configuration for the Stripe model protocol. So I'm just going to grab this one. And then go into cursor again. And then in here, I'm just going to go ahead and paste it. And then, is this even valid JSON at all? Okay. So this is where we would get the API key from Stripe. I'm just going to save this right now. Theoretically, it should be available as an MCP server, right? No MCP servers. Hit the plus to add new server. Huh. I thought this is supposed to do it. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Or maybe I'm just reading it wrong and not reading it. So I think we're going to take a look at that. So project-specific configuration. Maybe I should just do MCP JSON. Oh, I see. I think I'm doing it wrong. That's why. Managing FCP servers. MCP settings page, MCP JSON. I should actually probably just name it MCP. That's probably what it is. So I'm going to go here and hit rename. MCP. Okay. And then theoretically, it should show up in here. Right? YOLO. Test. Refresh. Enabled. Okay. Dang. All right. There's got to be a better way to configure this because this is like so confusing. Interesting. So Claude desktop config. See here for details. So for Claude users, you basically download, add the file, you go to developer. In Mac OS, you would put in application support, and then it would just be just like this, of course. So I don't understand why this is not working for Cursor then. So Cursor would just say, we have in the model context protocol, we would just use the add new server command. We would just name it Stripe. And theoretically, we would just give it the configuration. So let's just do this by hand, I guess. I mean, basically, oh man, this is so annoying. This is like, there's got to be a better way to do this. Okay, so to run the Stripe MCP server using npx, use the following command. Okay, so we can actually run the server by hand by just running this command in the terminal. So make sure, so with Claude Desktop, you would just do it this way. So I think that the deal is that we have a couple of ways of configuring it. One is using it this way, and the other one is just using it this way in our app. So I think the best way to do it here, I'm just going to do this side by side, so that way we can kind of see them here. So I'm going to remove this one, delete. Okay, I want a feature request to like make this as smooth as like Windsurf. All right, so Windsurf, I think literally we just copy and paste in Windsurf the little JSON there, and it's like super happy after that. So like, here we go. I'll show you real quick. Don't they look exactly the same? Low key. Okay. So in Windsurf, I haven't used this for a while. So let's see. Settings, MCP. Where do I find MCP stuff? MCP, yeah, you know me. Okay, let's go. MCP servers. 0 available. How do I configure them? up here, manage memories. Okay, throw me a line, windsurf, MCP, settings. Okay. I saw there's like literally a place where I could just copy and paste it, and it just was so easy. Wow. Okay, I can't find that setting for whatever reason. Dang. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll have to Google this. Anyways, waste of time right now. let's get back into this here. So okay, so to do the MCP server, theoretically we just said add new MCP server. I'm gonna call it Stripe. And then the command to run is just going to be, I'm going to kind of move this to the side right now. And so the command that we're going to run is npx right here, space, -y, right? -y, space, this thing here, space, tools, that's all. We're just telling it to run all the tools. And then some Stripe key here. Hit space again. So we're doing Stripe, making sure it's command. This is the exact command we do. We're literally giving every single argument from this, there. And then we're going to hit add. And so that should basically enable it here as a server. And what's happening is that it's yellow. Oh, failed to create client. So the reason probably why it failed to create client is because I don't have a key in there. So check this out. We should theoretically be able to run this in our terminal. If I hit command paste in the terminal here, make my head a little bit smaller. If I run this, you'll see the exact error we get. So it tries to run it and says like, hey, your API key must start with XYZ. So that's why we don't see anything, because I don't have an API key. So it's going to stay red until we put the API key in there. And so in Stripe, there's a way to get the actual Stripe secret key. And we would just go here. How to get Stripe secret key for MCP server. So once you Google this, this will basically walk you through in the documentation on how to get this like secret key. So this will say, depending on the sandbox or the live mode, that the key that you would need specifically to make the API request. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. And so yeah, that's kind of what you would do. So then the tool set that we'd be able to use here would be the things to like create customers, products, to read these types of informations. And then this is kind of what we would do to ask the MCP server to pull this back in. So yeah, so when you're at this stage of your app, when you're doing Stripe integration, that's kind of where you would do MCP stuff. So yeah, thanks for the context, much appreciated. I know this is kind of like a really chill stream where we're kind of doing lots of things here. Why autocomplete doesn't work. There's possibly a bug. You would just restart your server, your cursor instance there. Yeah. There's a do function. Yeah. Okay. I wish they made adding MCP servers easier for Windows. You have to find full files and put them in that way. Yeah, MCP server just needs a better, like, I want to click literally a link in some website and just have it pop in and like install, almost like it's like a little app type of thing, you know? Yeah. Sorry, I was looking for the MCP configuration. So you switched from 3.5 Sonnet to 3.7 and not seeing a big difference. So yeah, I'm not giving it enough right now. I'm just kind of going through an overview. I'm testing more of the CLI versus cursor right now. So far the CLI has just been able to implement a simple feature like putting in dark mode, which I've been super impressed by. So yeah, I wish what they did with the CLI is really incorporate and encourage the use of MCP since their product is in C. Yes, I wish yes, we need more MCP sauce. Yeah. Let's see. Haven't been able to test it yet. If you ask what version of the model with Grok 3, found is actually Grok 2. Yeah, there was a bug with the UI in Grok and stuff like that. Yes, I have a Discord and it's currently private. So for the folks who want to join, basically, what I've been having people do is just basically sign up for like a membership. So I have a private Discord. And so only folks who are members are able to get in, and some folks who I've interviewed as guests before. So just a FYI, I have like GitHub repos and stuff that I link up for, and I'm trying to find a GitHub repo as well for putting these types of things. But I have kind of things that I'm seeing as far as like cool stuff that you'd want to check out. I post a lot of stuff on X, so a lot of these types of categories are harder to find. So this becomes sort of my repository of like design inspiration and cool repos you should be doing, and like resources that other people can post who are part of my community. And I also have like the people who are actually subscribers in this like their own private chat here. So kind of talk about things. And we have like you can beta test some of my apps as well. And some folks talking about like Next.js and, also some front end and web design and other types of things. So this is like the private space. It's pretty much ours. It's super quiet right now, which is really nice. So it's not really like a really noisy Discord per se. So yeah, if just becoming a member, Scott, I know it just recently became a member on the stream. So thank you so much, Scott. He's going to be messaging me. And so you just send me an email and I'll get you into the private Discord with a private link and stuff like that. So yeah. So usually just kind of catching up on things. I feel like I'm just barely catching up on the comments right now. You need to install MCP and then refer to the MCP JSON. Really? Okay, I didn't know that. So how do wow. Without installing Stripe, you're doing nothing with this file, by the way. Okay, so I have to run the MCP install with this type of tooling to then get the MCP server like working for the command. Okay, so to run using npx, use the following command. Okay, so that would make more sense. So I'd have to initiate the install using this to set up all the tools. And then once I set up all the tools, then I would just run it on my desktop with this arguments. And then I probably don't even need the API key probably, right? So in order to get all the tools. Okay, so that would make a lot of sense. Thank you so much for that clarification for me. That's super helpful. What's your opinion on Convex? Are you liking it? So far, I'm actually just giving it the diligence. I'm only talking about it right now because that's kind of what I'm trying to get set up, Lucas. I'm really sincerely trying to give it a good try because, with Convex, the advantage is the fact that you're using TypeScript on the back end and all your functions and everything will just live on the Convex server instead of living in the like Node app. And so what that means is that basically, as far as like an app layer, you're just creating a WebSocket directly to the data source. And so that's really appealing to me right now. And I'm just trying this as a theory because I like the whole thing. It's like queries, actions, and then mutations. So if I need something on my front end, I'm just going to go ahead and query it in the database and just have it delivered. And then what that does is kind of keeps my abstraction super clean. So I have basically one provider that's handling, the back end things and doing any type of processing that can be done back there. And then I just basically feed in stuff to the client. And so I still can use Next.js or I can use Vite. More specifically, I'll probably stay with Next.js. And then I would just, or depending on like if it's a flat app and it's just a, single page type of thing, it's pretty simple. I just load HTML and I just have spots where data would flow in and update as needed as possible. So yeah, I'm going to try one of these apps like Wikitalk and try to see like that one's a really cool use case for Convex because anyone who likes or saves or shares, everything will be instantly shown. So if like there's 100 likes and someone likes it, it would all be done in real time, which is really cool. So depending on who's connecting, whatever's going on, I really like that. So that way I don't have to like manage state and manage all these other extra things I would typically attach to databases. I don't have to throw a caching server in front of it. I don't have to throw these extra things. I just literally just talk directly to Convex and it should just bring it back down to me. So that's a really appealing thing. So I have to really, go in on it for a while and, keep trying it as a specific provider. So that's something that's still new to me. I'm not sponsored by them at all. So this is just me looking at it from an external standpoint. I like the concept mostly because these guys came from Dropbox and they managed like petabytes of data. And so a lot of these founders who left there have come up with this new way of doing things. And I kind of like when people nerd out and try to push the boundaries of what's established. And I think they're like actually trying to solve problems that people have had with SQL. And it's not that SQL is like, or SQL or Postgres is like has any problems, but I think there's tooling that they've developed around it that to me looks really interesting here in this space. And it's kind of perfect timing. So that's kind of where I'm looking at it for that. So yeah, yes, exactly. So it seems like a shortcut. Perplexity just added Sonnet for the sub. That's sick. That's so cool. That's super duper cool. So yeah, let me get rid of the MCP here just so I don't mess up my instances here. Cool. Yeah, thanks y'all for the that. I actually want to do a separate video where I actually kind of do like a more thorough walkthrough. Also on my YouTube channel, I hired some editors. So it's pretty cool now. So with people's support, I've been able to hire some editors to go through actual my stuff. So like in my recent video now, I have like an actual 10-minute video that shows you like my prompting formula. And so in this actual video, like it's a really nice like animated type of thing with the breakdown and showing you kind of what I'm doing for my comparison. And this is literally from a live stream. So you get to see the prompts that I'm using and everything. So that's kind of cool. I just launched it the other day. It's only been a day. It's got 1,000 views. So I definitely appreciate that. So, you know, I'm also dropping shorts on my channel. So I've dropped like 3 shorts in this past week. And so they're around just, you know, grok and tooling and kind of what we're working on. So yeah, definitely stay subscribed because I got that stuff dropping. And man, I really appreciate everyone's support because y'all have been really helpful in making me kind of move in this direction and really try to serve you. And I want to do the diligence. You know, right now it's kind of a discovery screen, but I really want to do the diligence and get you the step-by-step walkthrough, like on MCP servers, the sauce. I want to get you like the most useful servers that can be useful, like Stripe, you know, here, and then also some other types of servers. And I want to get you the directory that I'm talking about. That way I'm not just kind of wandering, you know, and then kind of get you the inside sauce for getting this stuff like configured and working for Cursor. So that's kind of where I'm thinking in terms of what that is. So, okay, so I think the next step here to do is what people have been waiting for. It's like, let's go ahead and use the longer reasoning one. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is just going to stash this code here from, okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to keep this one from Claude. I'm going to stash all of this code right now. And this was done through Cursor. So I'm going to hit stash. I'm going to say Cursor theme provider stash. So this is the dark mode, light mode toggle. So we're basically reverting all the code back that we just implemented and just going back to like the previous working state. So I should be able to go back here. So there's no more theme toggle and we're kind of back to the same state here. And so what I wanted to do is just hit a new chat. And we're going to switch the model from here to the Claude Sonnet thinking model. Whoops, Claude Sonnet thinking. And I'm going to go from agent, I'm going to go to ask. And so this is typically where I would ask, you know, for implementing a database and stuff. So in terms of like route, this is kind of my route handler there. And I'm going to clear this context. I'm going to just let it search through my code base. So I think, yeah. So that's kind of all that we have there. Dang. Okay, so now we've entered the state where we're going to do the reasoning model. So I'll get to some of the comments in a bit. I'm just a little bit behind on the comments. And then I'm just going to make sure we get this going. So with Claude 3.7 Sonnet Thinking, we're now going to see if we can integrate convex for the database and then see if it can actually create the schemas and things that it needs to create. So one of the cheat codes that I want to show you real quick before we do that is going to convex AI rules. So the convex team has been awesome and they've generated these new AI rules. So we go here. And so they've actually made, using convex with Cursor, like a whole specific rule set that will work really well for convex. So if we just go into, let's say AI code generation, Cursor rules. So if we go here, just download this for the Cursor rules. All we have to do is just drag this into the .cursor/rules directory and we should be set. So for all IDEs, so we're just going to go here and then /cursor. I think is it /cursor/rules, right? /cursor/rules. So we're just going to create another directory called /rules. So another directory /rules. Okay. And then here we're going to drag the file in. So there's convex rules MDC. Okay, cool. So now we have all of the convex rules that we need. So this is going to be very helpful for us to build our plan. So I want to make sure we have this rules files in. So before we kind of step into this next venture of having it kind of set up our database. So this is kind of a cheat code because the convex team has already put this together. And what they've done is that they make like sure that the code that's generated actually generates the code. And if it doesn't, they generate a new rule for it. And so they have a whole eval repo. And this is kind of the reason why I'm also super excited about using the convex rules and trying this out, is that like I should just be able to vibe and ship features just by vibing like this. And this is a little bit different and very unique than using something like the Claude CLI because Cursor has its own rules convention, and this is kind of already hooking into that. So that's like a big cheat code for me right now. So okay, we're gonna do this Cursor, and now that we have this rules file set up, I'm just gonna say I want to set up a database using Convex for my app, and I plan to actually do the Convex install using Bun on my own. So let's assume I have already ran the Convex install from the command line. Now I want you to generate a plan, generate a schema and plan for all of the things, all of the data entities will need for my app to work. Okay, so in here, I just have this like really generic thing of what we're going to have set up here. And then I make sure that this Claude Sonnet thinking model is selected. So I used to use DeepSeek R1 for this because it would do the reasoning, but why not Claude Sonnet thinking? And then before I hit send, I'm going to hit the command key on my Mac. I think it's like Option or something on Windows, and then hit enter. And then what that does is it adds the code base thing there at the top. So the code base thing is basically what allows it to talk to my entire code base. So now we've been able to see the thought process of what it wants to do to generate a database schema and provide all the entities needed for the work to be done. And so like, it's really cool to be able to see these thinking tokens. So now Cursor is using that type of thinking and also the output of the model to help me get set up. So now it's like currently looking through all of my files in my code base, just probably like the way it was doing in the Claude Sonnet CLI. It's even checking the package.json, which is really, really smart. I love that it's doing that. It's reading my types as well, which is really great. It's like, that's pretty good. Now it's looking through my components and seeing what I have. And it's like reading this app here, and it's even reading the API. That's pretty good. It's found my route thing, and it's like now reading the file. And so now it's actually giving me the schema. So it says first we'll see what files are in the root directory. This is interesting because it's actually kind of looks like an error in the IDE. So it's giving me the plan for, let me just kind of expand this so you can see and move my head a little bit. So this is a pretty comprehensive plan. So let's check if there are any components in the app that might help understand this function. Check the transcribe API endpoint. So it's even trying to understand what my app is doing as well and the processing. So now designing a schema based off all that analysis, which is super awesome, right? So it's going to do these types of things. That's so cool. Let me just catch up on the comments real quick. Yeah, right now. Glad to hear. Thank you. Yeah. Hi there. I've made it into the stream and I'm trying to use 3.7 myself. How has everyone been able to install 3.7? It's actually just available right now, just as far as a dropdown, at least for Windows, we're doing. When do I get Fernando sticker? Yes. I think I should just make one called Let Me Cook with the little fire emoji. That would be kind of fire. And I just would have it like for members only. Like if you could become a member, like you could just, that's what I should do. Set up a storefront. Okay, so while this is going, I'm going to use V0 to set up a store so that we can actually make this happen. I like this idea, William, so much. This is really cool. I want a simple storefront so that my members can select products and check out, select products, and I can ship to them. The first product I want to sell is a let me cook. I'm gonna put a fire emoji because like I think it does understand emojis pretty well. Let me cook fire sticker. Okay, So I think that's pretty much it. I want to use, okay, I want a simple storefront so that my members can select products and I can ship them to them. I think that's about it. Can I just search store? A hoodie store. Okay, let me see this. Okay, what's the deal with this loading system? Come on, bro. Is that fake? I hate that it like takes forever to load. No, this is whack. I just want a simple ass store. Like a very simple store. So I'm gonna paste this back in. I want a simple storefront. So that my members can select. Yeah, okay. So they're just gonna let it cook. Yeah. So I'm gonna let V0 do its thing. But yeah, I think this is a really good idea, William. Like that, but people are talking about this like Ray Fernando sticker. And it literally would just be let me cook. Your TikToks have been really high quality. Yeah, thanks, man. That's what's cool. Yeah, with all the people who are subscribing. Sauce. Yes, sauce. So much sauce. Okay. So let's check out the sauce. I'm gonna let that V0 do its thing right there. So we're just gonna cook multiple times. Catching back up to the database schema, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Store user preferences for users. So this has a really good plan. Entity relationships, we have one for users, we have one for transcriptions, we have ones for the results, preferences. I'm liking this so far. Implementation plan, so we're gonna have that set up. Implement server functions. Oh, can you also look up the docs for convex? I think convex. So what I want to do is just make sure the documentation set up as well according to them. So I think is it features? If we go to convex docs, yeah. So last time it was indexed was 83024. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this type of thing. I'm going to re-index this thing. 2425. Okay. Yeah, this looks about right. Okay, cool. Can you... Okay. I don't think I need to reference the convex docs. Please reference convex docs. Actually, what did I call it? I totally forgot. Convex docs. That looks about right. I'm just going to say that just for... I should give it more explicit instructions, but it's kind of cool. I wanted to see what the thinking model was going to do. So it's actually thinking through the documentation process. I don't know if you saw that. So it says stop process. And so basically what I'm doing is like, hey, review your plan against the documentation and let's just see how it's going to use the latest docs to refine its thinking here. So this is kind of interesting that it's been doing this. So yeah, so let's create a schema file. So it's talking about creating the schema file. This looks pretty good. Implementation. This looks great. Set up the API functions. Let's go. Okay. I like this. I like this a lot. It's cool. Cool. Awesome. Wow, that's pretty good actually. Update the front end to use convex. So yeah, see, this is the front end update. So we need to do is that we'll basically have to call use mutation, use query. So whenever I want to create a transcription now, instead of using a route handler, which is in Next.js, you do /API/transcribe/route. I'm going to be basically doing this in convex. So API.transcriptions.create transcription. So that's kind of where I go to the database to use that mutation. And then query, which is basically, hey, just give me back the list of user transcriptions so that we can bring that in for the user. And then from there, we're going to have like a form submission, basically. So we're using TypeScript here. And this is basically my front end. So this is the front end that's basically displaying this. So on the back end, so set up the client convex provider. This is going to wrap that. Okay. Okay, this looks pretty good. Would you like me to elaborate? Okay, no. I think we're good. I think this is pretty good here. So yeah, I think this is, wow, this is pretty detailed up here. So awesome. Yeah, that's for this guy here. So let's see what's going on with the storefront. Shopify. Wow. Maybe I should use Shopify, huh? What if I don't want to use Shopify because it's going to be free? Okay. That's what I'm going to tell it. So in V0, I'm going to just say, I don't want to use Shopify. I just want this to be a free store. I plan to add authentication using Clerk. So that way it'll only be available for people on my allow list. Okay, so that's it. So basically what I would do here is I'm trying to set up like a very simple web front for people to get stickers from me. And the only way they would be able to get stickers is if they're members. And so I would basically just have Clerk for the authentication setup. And then in my allow list would just be the people who are allowed to see the store. So as soon as people become members, you have access to the store, and then you can just go and order your sticker and then just put your information, which would be kind of cool. So yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. And this is all inspired by William. So thank you, William. You're definitely going to get a sticker, William, for getting that. So not seeing your browser. Yeah. See, this is my Discord. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool. Missing variables. I don't need those variables. So this is basically my store. My exclusive store. No way. Added to cart. Oh, this is great. Wow. Okay. I don't see once I add it to cart, I don't see a way for people to check out. I want to collect their mailing address and have it verified. Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, so we're just going to build that store kind of in parallel. That's just kind of a side quest. I like to do these side quests. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped about this type of update. So of course, then why don't we just do the install? So while this is here, we should be able to get the install going. Where is the install? Bun install. I think it's just bun add convex. Yeah, bun add convex. So this should just take me through the setup process. Bun x convex, bun x convex dev. It's like, hey, I don't see a convex project set up. Let's go ahead and set that up for you. Okay. Let's see, convex setup. Quick start, a chat app. Bun run dev. So install npx convex dev. Is it already set up? I think so, huh? Oh yeah, it is. I guess you already set up. Dang. Oh, it must have done some type of setup when I was doing it in the background, I guess. That's interesting. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to check the environment variables, because usually what it does is it'll put that stuff for convex in the environment variables. And yeah, there is I think it's already set up for convex. Sweet. That's awesome. That was pretty fast, actually. So yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that fast, actually. So that's sweet. So it's already set up. Yeah, so we'll go. I just added you. How do I enable model and cursor? Just updated the latest cursor. Couldn't find it. House 3.7. Hey, my time zone in your live streams. Yeah, I know my time zones are kind of crazy because I'm here in California now. At least it's better than Hawaii. What's Gucci, fam? Yo, what's happening, man? Can you create the sticker design in ideogram? What's ideogram? Ideogram.ai. Dude, is this like a scam? Am I going to get scammed right now? Is my Google thing going to get like totally taken over in ideogram? I'm just going to go ahead and continue here. So let's see. Yo, Don Vito, if you got me scammed here, I'll see what's up. Okay, Ray Fernando for my username. 1337. Looks great. Create profile. You got to tell me about this ideogram thing, because I do want to make stickers for real. So this is ideogram. And what is ideogram? So it's just a canvas batch. Welcome. Get to know the free plan. Creations. So is this just where you make stickers? Like just by giving it ideas? How different is this from something like... Oh, okay. So if I get the sticker design, let's see. Describe what you want to see. Okay. I want to do it. I don't even know how you would see. I think this is kind of the thing I don't get about a lot of prompting things. Is like, I want to create like a really cool fire sticker. I want a fire emoji sticker with the words, "Let me cook" underneath the fire emoji. Okay. So I'll do magic prompt auto. Yeah, let's just kind of say auto generate, use 2 credits, decline. So there's a queue here. Yeah. If anyone knows how I should do this type of thing, that'd be kind of cool, because this would be really fun to generate a sticker. Like, we're kind of doing it live. I feel like I could do this in Midjourney super fast, right? Oh my God, with the chefs. Bro, stop. This is too stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's cute. That's cute. I mean, they're all cute, but they're not like, oh my gosh. Let me cook. I kind of like, yeah, that's too funny. I like it. I like this. Low key. This one's kind of cool. Let me cook with the little squirrely. I think this is really simple. What do you guys think? All right, let me scroll down to get to the thing. I haven't caught up. AI image generation platform. Is Claude V0 also 70% plus on Sweetbench verified? Oh, I don't think V0 is, maybe V0 has it. I'm not really sure. Yeah. It could be part of the tools. I think all the tool set stuff was Sweetbench verified. I don't know if it included it. Yeah. Might be a little overkill, but payload could also be an option for headless shop auth. I like that idea too. Yo, what's up, Don? I am Don. What's going on? Can I become 13372 too? Yeah. Join the membership. So Ray, just go to youtube.com/@RayFernando1337. This is the steps. There is a join button. As soon as you hit join, it says join this channel. So if you're subscribed for free, you're amazing. The Let Me Cook fam is kind of where it goes down right now. And so I might take this sticker design and get it made through Sticker Mule. Have you guys used Sticker Mule yet? Stickermule.com. So I can get stickers made and just like ship them out to people. I think this is a really cool idea, William. This is really awesome. $6.99 a month supports me. I'm an independent developer. I used to work at Apple for 12 years. Now I'm just kind of on my own, making AI stuff, exploring this stuff live. My current, like the most recent thing that I've been doing, and what people support has been rolling into has been, besides burning through a bunch of GPU credits and like all kinds of Claude Sonnet hotness, I basically have been using your support to help fund the editors who've been just really killing it on my videos. So I have a long form video that has been taken from a live stream. So instead of sitting through like this was part of my 7-hour live stream, by the way. I don't want you to sit through a 7-hour live stream. I save you time. You got this nice 11-minute video on prompting. So you could see my prompt comparisons with ChatGPT versus Claude Sonnet, and also with Google Gemini. And more specifically, does Gemini compare to OpenAI as far as how I do my various things? And it's a really nice kind of instructional type of thing. I also have been able to, they've been able to make these beautiful shorts. So the short stuff has been really high quality. So like just kind of shows you like this recent thing with, making this WikiTalk app and just making a YouTube version of it. So it's like really nice, clean editing. In 1 minute, you'll have everything you know. My live streams are pretty much very long versions of these types of things, but in my live streams, there's just so much stuff I drop and so much sauce, and it just gets missed unless you watch the live stream. And so I've just been able to say, hey, why don't you support me, and we'll do this type of thing. And I think this has kind of been really nice for people to support. It also gets you access to the private Discord. So I have a private Discord that's rolling. So basically, I have a message in my members only group. On YouTube, also on X, just send me a DM if you're a subscriber, a paid subscriber, and then you'll get access to my private Discord. And this is kind of where I have like my repos and things. And you get to meet other members there as well. Y'all can cook, and I also have some like lounges and stuff, so you can kind of hang out. We can code together and stuff. So if you want to do that, just let me know. I'm a pretty chill guy, so that's kind of what we do there. So yeah. This is really cool. Hey, Claude bro, make me a complete SaaS, which will make me $1 million MRR. Yo, that I think if you use O1 Pro and look up some business ideas, I got one for you. So I'm going to share this sauce for you. It may not be as sexy, but like I think it's actually a very viable one because I actually was looking up this for ChatGPT. I was using this to actually do some research for that hackathon this weekend. And so basically what I found out in the hackathon was, in doing research for projects, there's a whole epidemic with actual like baby boomer generation that are going to be going into the last phases of life. And roughly 1 in 6 baby boomers live alone. So apparently this is like a really kind of crazy thing because usually their partner survives. And so the mental health effects are literally the same as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or heavy alcohol use. So like what happens is like, when's the last time you've called your grandma or grandparents? Sometimes people forget. You're like, oh, I'm going to call them today. Or it's been a couple weeks ago. Or like a month passes by, right? And then the same could happen is like people just don't keep in contact with them. And it can lead down this spiral. So the people who live the longest, the studies have shown that they actually have a lot of people who get in contact with them. So just this type of care alone, one, baby boomers have a lot of money. So if you can make like an audio thing that sits there, you can have it communicate with them or have other family members communicate through them through there, just to even check in with them. Like that's a very big potential of things. The healthcare industry apparently spends like $6.7 billion extra a year, literally, to actually take care of these people because these people actually don't even have family members. It's really sad. So this area is super ripe. Like this baby boomer generation, just simple products, things that we think are simple, making it simple for them is a really big deal, and they have money. So that's the thing. Like if you try to do something for college kids, they don't really have money, right? The aging population does, and there's a massive potential there. So any exploration in this space is super helpful, and I feel like that's kind of why I'm trying to figure out these AI tools, because there's a lot of depth there. And even just talking to them about certain things. So just go talk to people who are older, just really get to know them, kind of see what the scenario is. That's some big sauce right there. If you make $1 million, give me a shout out, bro. I'd love to be one of your investors or something. That'd be kind of fun. So, hey man, these streams are really cool. Just keeping up a good job. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Is Claude Code plugged into your editor that you're using? Yes, it actually is. So the editor that I'm using is called Cursor, and it's definitely brought into that. So you can add letters to them now. Oh, cool. Oh, I can actually add letters to. That's awesome. What are your thoughts on what it means for an AI that almost solving Sweetbench verified? Okay, this is a really deep one. I don't want to go too deep on this Sweetbench verified, but the long story short is it's low-key rigged, but don't tell anyone about this. All right. So Sweetbench verified details. So there's the Sweetbench verified. If you can, basically what the test is for those who are unfamiliar, it's basically a test set of stuff that can be resolved, with these GitHub issues. So 1 in 12, like open source repositories on GitHub. And in these types of tests, they actually describe what the problem is for the tests. And so they let the model try to reason through, not even reason, they let the model do its thing. Like if you see this test, can you go write a test and make sure it passes? And then they have a judging of how it gets passed and so forth. So a test like this would just look like, say, copy parameters for this. However, that copy parameter failed. Here's what is used. Is there anything I'm missing? And then it would just try to do its thing. So then it tries to go write the test and try to verify itself. So the other thing that's really interesting about this specific test set, I think here's the actual Sweetbench, is that some of these also include the fixes in the PRs itself. So the PR will actually describe, the pull request will actually describe what the fix is. And so with the reasoning models, when you provide like that, and sometimes they'll even give the example code of how to fix it, like go to this, do this and this and that. Of course, it's going to solve it because that's kind of, you basically have given it almost the answer. And it's like, imagine taking a test for anything and like the teacher's like, oh, and make sure you grab this and here's this, and here's this. So if you have 2 plus 2, and if you have 1 and 1 plus 1, equals this, and like 2 plus 2 is this, like, what do you think it could be? And 3 plus 3 is this. So you're like, okay. Like they're giving you all this context. And so you're probably going to like score, like, not like, you're probably going to answer it pretty well. And so as far as a benchmark, not saying that it's rigged, but there are lots of examples like that where it's going to be able to solve it just over time as they add reasoning, as they add these different tricks to make the model smarter. It's really important to try to do what we're doing. It's like, I need to achieve this task. Can I actually do it? Just YOLO and see. And then we compare the differences between using the Claude Code tool, which is all running in the command line, versus Cursor. So this is basically, Cursor is a real world app that has been implementing the model in their own way. The model just dropped. They just literally dropped the model in, and we're using it raw. And we saw the output where it still failed with like toggling light and dark mode. Would a person mark that test as pass? Maybe, right? Hey, something did toggle, so we'll mark it as pass, right? Is it actual truly light and dark mode? No, right? So that's kind of subjective there. It's really weird, but this is kind of how these tests are written. So a lot of like what the tests and how they're written is one way. And so sometimes models can score really high on certain types of benchmarks. But then when people use them like us, we're like, yo, this model's trash. Like how did it even score that high? And that's how people kind of gamify these things. And it's just really important to, do the vibes. And so the vibes aren't really justifiable. And you'll have all these differing opinions. And it's almost by design so that they can't say, mathematically, that like 2 plus 2 always equals, 4. So like that's engineering. Like that's, when you build software, it runs. It's not like you build software, maybe it runs, it's still okay. Like it's the only differentiating factor here in AI is the fact that you can have variable outputs and they can work. Does it work to generate economic output? That's what we have to actually test. And that's kind of where I'm really headed with these models and where I'm focused. I'm less focused on benchmarks. I'm more focused on using the models to have economic gain. And then also using the models for myself to try to add features. Like I don't want, I want to direct the model to do things. And the better I direct it, the better it is at achieving the task. And apparently these latest models are supposed to be really good at being directed. So I would just look that stuff up. Is Claude Code out yet? Yes, it is. To get Claude Code, in order for you to get that, you would go to the documentation under Claude. You can even just go in here and they'll just say in this actual documentation, Casper, code, Claude Code. Let's see. Early testing. So where it says early access, Claude Code. Okay, so here we go. Claude Code, keeping you in the loop. And then it says joining this preview button. So in this announcement from Anthropic, it'll say joining this preview. You hit this here. And then this preview will take you to here. And within this, this is where you would actually go and do the npm install. So you basically would just do npm install Anthropic, this type of thing. And then you just run Claude. And then once you run Claude, this actual like command here that's just right above me, it's going to ask you to link up your actual console. And if it's my understanding, you're supposed to have some money in the actual Claude console. And I think William said that you may have to have a pro account. I'm not entirely sure. I think you just need money in your account in order for you to use this command line thing, because it's going to use API credits to do that. And it can cost quite a bit of money for you to run this. So like just running a command to initialize and take a look at your code base, depending on how big your code base is, can take anywhere from 5 cents to 20 cents, or like it took me, to even dollars to run if your code base is really big. So just that's what's up. So yeah, all you need is just API credits that are available in the console.anthropic.com. And then once you launch this, you should be able to get it all linked up. There is a really cool Easter egg called send me stickers. So if you just, after you launch the Claude thing, you say send me stickers, you can have stickers sent to you, which kind of sent us down this other path of actually, making a store so that we can actually have stickers sent to my members. So for those who are members who would get set up, I'm going to be getting this set up for you. I think this is really cool. And I have some giveaways, by the way. I have a strawberry sticker to give away. So, strawberries in the chat. If you want some of this, like I feel like this would be really cool. I need to set up something where I can just do like a contest because I do want to choose someone from the chat. If you're watching this live right now, or if you're watching this on a replay, let's see. Today's Monday, February 24th. So I want to say by like Wednesday, when I wake up at 8 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday, if you just drop a strawberry in the chat, say I want one of these stickers, you're going to be entered. And I'm going to scrape through the comments and try to find everyone who's dropped a strawberry. So you have to have the strawberry in your thing, and you have to say, I want this sticker. At least have the strawberry. And then if that's you, I'll find you on YouTube. And your YouTube should at least have something that has your X account or something where I can reach out to you on YouTube. Or just reach out to me and send me a DM saying I am him. But the other requirement is, you have to definitely have some type of contact, like whether it's like a social media account on your profile, and I should be able to DM you, publicly from that account, so that way I can send you the strawberry sticker. So that's what's up. Yeah, Molchanov, yo, what's up, man? You're entered to win this strawberry sticker, so that'd be kind of cool. So I want to give that away. Also, gonna get that Let Me Cook sticker. Alberto, you're gonna get one just for being a member. I'm gonna do that right now. I only have 2 of these stickers, and Alberto with the first reply, since he's a member watching right now on the live stream, you're a real one. I'm gonna send you a DM, Alberto, and if you can send me an email. I have a members only post. I have my email in there in that post for connecting the Discord, Alberto, and I'll communicate with you so I can ship that over. So yeah, that's what's up. So is 3.7 any good? Yeah. I mean, I can't really tell you that we really cook, but like if we want to really, really cook, y'all really want to cook with this? I don't know. Let's try. I want to see it do kind of like a refactor thing. So, all right, let's try this. So I'm going to just throw away all this code that I just generated. Let's just flip all this on its head. Discard local changes. We're going to discard everything. So I have a branch set up in my project called Refactor UI. So I got early access to Cursor like 0.46. And when I cooked with this thing, it basically refactored my UI into all these files in one shot. I was like, damn, this is really good. This is before Claude Sonnet 3.7. And it basically took my whole form file, made these different states and steps and everything, and just really, really just chef's pot boy. So good. So that was on February 7th. Damn, that was a while ago. Okay. So I want to see if we can replicate this here. Because that would be really cool if we can do that. So let me go ahead and see if I can do that type of thing. Because that was a lot of like running through, and it was just like one-shot agent type of thing. So in here, I'm going to kill the processes that are running, and we should be able to do that because why not? All right, cool. So let me cook. We got that. I'm going to write Alberto before I forget. So ship strawberry sticker to Alberto Galvan. Okay. Thank you. Okay, cool. Let's speed run a full functioning medium-sized e-commerce website selling sneakers. Easy peasy, surely. Sure. Why not? There already is like a store we can get on Vercel templates. I think it's a store. Your next store. This is pretty cool. Actually, this is done through Stripe. Yo, this one's hot. You can use OpenAI models to search and buy Commerce GPT. Let's go. I think this is our storefront, friends. And then this will literally just use... Actually, I know the creators of this store, and I'm going to just get them to give me access to the store. Because it just uses Stripe on the back end to check out. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. View on GitHub. This is fire. Wow. So all I need is Stripe, key, And then on Vercel, I just need to do this and that's it. No way. Y'all want to do this right now? This looks like a shit cook. This was like updated 5 hours ago. That's hot. Look how fast the store is, bro. Like loads near instantly. Come on, bro. Wow. This is gorgeous. Dang. Add to cart. Optimistic loading. Let's go. This is amazing. I don't think I need to prompt the store. It's already done. Apparel, accessories, digital. Okay. So I get the sticker from here. Let me just download this. Download, save the image to downloads. This is amazing. Let me cook. Right? Image a new tab. Yo. Okay, so I got this downloaded. I'm gonna just put that in my sticker. That is really cool. I played around with that one before. It's fun. Yo, this one is fun. Yeah, we can get really in a lot of trouble here. That's beautiful. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is just go to chat. So I don't know what's going on over here. So route, go back over here. I'm gonna get rid of all these files. So discard local changes, please. Great. So we should be back to where we started at square one. And then I'm going to close this off from the CLI. Yeah, we're done with the CLI thing. And then cursor, Command C. And then what I'm also going to do is just rm-rf, all these different modules and things. Cool. This looks good. I'm just going to bun install. So usually when I revert stuff, I try to bun install. I had an issue with my node thing because I basically, did a reversion and I reinstall stuff over each other and there was like just this conflicts. So that was kind of that. All right, cool. That's pretty good. All right. So what I wanted to do was use the Claude Sonnet thinking and then see if I can actually run it through a previous chat of mine. So I did that on February 7th. So that was like a couple weeks ago, I think. Look at my calendar. Yeah, because that was quite a while ago. So Claude Sonnet. That's awesome. I have it over here set up. So today's the 24th. So that was 1, 2, 3 plus weeks, about 3 weeks ago. Also a week ago. So fixing audio transcription progress. Let's see. Refactoring audio transcription logic. Debugging. Okay, so I think this was the chat here in which I did the whole refactor. Right. I wanted to see if I can just re-give it that same thing and see if it can let it cook. Was that it? Oh, you know what? This was done in the nightly build. So, was it? Yeah. I think. Refactoring client side. Was this it? Yeah, I'll have to look it up. But I think what I want to do is, let me go back here. I'm going to switch to the main branch. And I'm just going to go back here. And then discard local changes. Okay, cool. So in here, basically in cursor, what happened was I have one file that manages all of the state for the entire app. This is basically should just be a single page app, but as you can see, this is like super messy. So what happens is in my app for Ray Transcribes, I basically have to load this thing up into the client side. And then as the users are stepping through the state, using something to count the steps depending on where they're at. And then I update them on that type of thing. So refactoring this would make it so much easier and much more functional because like it's literally this just giant tree that I'm scrolling through every time. And so they're like the separations of concerns kind of get overwhelming. So it's really easy to kind of shift, you know, myself into one thing forward. And then like all of a sudden, you know, like, okay, this is where I'm dealing with timestamps. And then step 4, step 5, and oh, these are my functions out here to deal with files and resetting the form. So in the form, I basically have a step file. I have like subtitles and I'm keeping track of the progress. I'm keeping track of all these different states. And it's cool. It's all one file and it's very like, it was maintainable, but as I keep adding features and doing more things, it starts to get very out of hand. And you can see now for my UI code for Tailwind, I have to say step 1, and this is all the stuff in step 1. This is step 2, and then like I set it, and then this is all the things that are happening in step 2. And like it just keeps going on and on and on. It's like this is like now a 600 line file. And it gets mad messy. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Cool. So what I'm going to do here is basically going to use the agent. And actually I might just do ask first. I'm going to do ask. I'm going to do the Claude Sonnet thinking. I'm going to say, I want to refactor this file. And then as far as transcription form, there's route as well. So I'm also going to give it route handler. So my route. And so these are the things that I'm dealing with in my UI. So I have the route, I have the transcription form, and then I have page, and I think I have layout and I have types. So page, and I have layout, and then I think I have types. I think I also have app layout too. App layout. Yeah, okay, cool. So where am I? Okay, so I have type, page, layout. Okay, schemas? Oh, that's for the rate limiting. I don't really need that. So it's just, this is kind of basically my simple app. And that's it. Might give it package.json, package. So this thing should have like a 600 or 200,000 token context window. So that should be pretty good. So package.json, Tailwind config maybe. And then, oh, what hooks do I have as well? Those can be pretty important. So command P hooks. Do I? I thought I had hooks. Lib components. DB schema types. No, I don't have them. Okay, cool. I want to refactor the client side file as it is really big, and there. I want to make it maintainable. To make the UI maintainable. I want to refactor not this file. I'm going to say at transcription form. Client side file is really big. And then separately from this, so what I want to do, okay, I think I got an idea now. So it's 5:43, dang. We have 1,800, whoa. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize we had this many people joining in. Okay, we have 100 people on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining and giving that thumbs up. That's amazing. We got 1,716 people on X. Sheesh. Okay, so what we're going to do now in this last phase, before I need to get some dinner and stuff, is we're going to try to refactor the UI. And the other thing I want to do is I'm going to see if I could solve this bug that I've been having that's been killing me. Maybe we'll do that first. Yeah, I'm going to do that first. So the bug that's been killing me is like on Chrome, I can't upload more than 1 gigabyte of a file before like it sort of crashes the DOM. And so it's partially due to the WebAssembly module that I'm loading in and partially due to Chrome's like browser limitations. And there are some clever ways that we can possibly work around this, either through doing like a virtual file system by tapping into write the file somewhere else and then streaming back that in like 1 gigabyte chunks. So I want to try to see if I can describe this problem to it and just see if Claude Sonnet 3.7 can really cook. Because I feel like that'll be a really good use case of actually solving a really complicated problem that I haven't really been able to kind of wrap my head around. So why don't we just do that right now? I think that would be kind of better. Let's pivot. Let's pivot, friends. Okay, let's fix this really complicated problem. All right, so right now, and then I'm gonna have Cursor do this. I'm gonna have the CLI do it as well because I think both can cook. So I don't need these UI things. We're just gonna go right down to the file. Okay. So I want you to, okay, so I have an issue when I load where I try to upload a over 1 GB file, video file, and it fails in Google Chrome. The issue doesn't reproduce when I use Safari with, it seems, with WebKit. So yes, Safari. I think Safari has WebKit and is doing some great magical things there. Please use @web to find the resources you need to help with this. I want you to do a deep dive on my implementation before you start to solve the problem. You should be able to walk through the code of when the file gets uploaded, then gets put into the browser. Then we do some type of execution. This is all happening on transcription form, which is a client-side component. Okay, so I think that's about it. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. This would be really badass if it just one-shots this problem. But I'm using the ask in cursor. We're using Claude 3.7 thinking, and it should be able to find what this problem is. So I'm going to go ahead and hit send. Thomas Brooks, loving these videos. Have you been using Claude or sticking the 3.7 in cursor? So right now, I'm basically using 3.7 in cursor, but also have been using Claude for the CLI. And I'm finding that the CLI costs quite a bit of money if you start to do this over time. And there could be a cost savings if you use cursor. The other advantage of using cursor is the fact that you have access to the web tools like I just showed you, Composer, and these other types of things like @documentation, so they can parse the documentation. You can upload images to do screenshots, which you can't really do with the CLI. You could do that in cursor, in the web interface for Claude, but then you're kind of limited as far as like how much use you can have. And with the new GitHub feature, which we were testing out earlier, is that you can select files, but then they take up a percentage of the context window, which can be pretty fast. So the big advantage of cursor here is the fact that it tries to do its own implementation and limitations there. So that's kind of the biggest reason, kind of why I chose that. So, oh, hello from Mozambique. Thank you so much. Claude about to cook. That's really cool. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So we're trying to see what's going to happen here. So what's it suggesting for the code and what do we need to do? Okay. So the thought process was taking a look here. So it's just understanding my file, and even like in its thinking process, it's actually doing the file processing and what's happening with the API request, and then memory limitations. So this, it's already deducing that Chrome could be more limited. So this could be a burden here. So this is interesting. So let's look at the specific type of codes that might be problematic. This is amazing to see Claude thinking like this straight up out there. That's really impressive. So are they just letting all the thinking tokens out there just right out the bag without disguising them? To me, it looks that way. Goodbye DeepSeek. Bye DeepSeek. This is crazy. This is actually really, really good. Look at the thinking tokens. Looking at the API requests, this is all thinking tokens, by the way. That is really impressive. And Cursor's using the long thinking tokens, so they get 64K of thinking. Wow, 64K tokens. So the large file upload analysis and conclusion is basically, it's telling me about the current implementation and the processing pipeline. So I have a convert to audio. It's loaded. It's the entire video file is loaded into memory. I know. Yeah. Usually I don't really have a problem with that. And then the process is converted. So the root cause is the memory handling. So Chrome has stricter limits than Safari and handles large array buffers differently. So that's super interesting here. So, okay, in memory processing, your implementation loads the entire file into memory at once. The WASM library requires memory for both input and output files. Oh, so if I'm going to output a file, I also need, so like I could be hitting a threshold even though I have like 800 megabyte file. If the output file is like 200 megabytes or more, it could cause a crash because I need both the input and the output to be a certain threshold. Dang. So when I use this call, so the fetch window input file from here, it reads the entire file and then write file duplicates it. So now we're actually in the actual module itself, and it's referencing this code here. It duplicates the data in the memory space. So for 1 gig, it actually requires 2 gigs of memory. Oh, whoops, my bad. So here is the actual implementation for how to handle this large file. Oh, let's cook. So let me just go ahead. What does it say? No video. Okay. It's a nice long file. So the explanation. So that basically it file limits to 500 megabytes with clear error message. No, I don't want to limit that. Add explicit cleanup to delete the file after processing. Okay, so for handling truly large files, consider some more advanced solutions. Server-side, chunked upload, and resumability. No, okay. So we have to do this in the browser. We have to do entire thing in the browser. We can't upload massive files in remote regions. The devices are powerful enough to do this processing. Do some research for techniques. API calls in the browser and other clever things to handle large files. All of this is done on the client side at web. Cool. So what I'm just telling it to do is like, yo, we can do this. Don't tell me I can't. Like, we can do anything. The fact that we can touch a device, like these devices are very capable of this, you know, so we have to do this. Hello from Jamaica. Loving the video so far. Yo, what's up, man? Yeah, thank you. Claude 3.7 is the GOAT, man. I think you were trying to say GOAT. Claude is about to just say, nah. Yeah, Claude's trying to be lazy right now. I was trying to just say, try to think harder. Yeah. Is Claude Code IDE? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, so the code, the IDE that we're using is Cursor. So Cursor is the one that actually has it already baked in, just right from the get-go. So we're using the Claude Sonnet and Claude Sonnet Thinking. So I'm using Claude Sonnet Thinking to try to think through and help us resolve this problem. So what we're saying is the current analysis. So what's going on? Is this the latest stuff? Okay, let's go back. Let's review. Let us cook, fam. All right. So your current approach does this. Chunk processing with web workers. So the most effective approach is to combine a chunk processing with web workers to keep the UI responsive. So add a max size file limit. Okay. Adaptive processing strategy. I like this. So we do this, we clear errors, we check the file size, we sanitize. Okay. We client-side video compression. So for larger files, offer an option to compress before processing. Oh, interesting. Create a worker-heavy processing. Can't we just chunk the file and then process it separately? Why can't we just do that? Browser APIs for better handling. So the stream API. So here are additional browser APIs that can leverage for handling large files. So a modern way to handle a large file incrementally is a stream API. So file stream, process chunks as they come in. So this looks interesting. So received bytes. So shared array buffer for cross-thread memory sharing. So for newer browsers, this allows efficient memory sharing between workers. So the main thread will basically have a shared buffer and then a shared array, which keeps track of this. So then we should just feed it in to the... so basically what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a video file, I'm feeding it into this like FFmpeg process on device, and then I should just be able to stream it in, I guess, like in 1 megabyte chunks to do the processing so that it outputs the file that I need. So it doesn't have to keep the whole gigabyte file in memory, I think. I don't know. So the best memory practices, okay. So the key to processing large files in browser is never load the entire file into memory at once. Whoops. Use web workers for heavy processing to keep the UI responsive, and then process data in chunks to clean up aggressively after each chunk. Process options for compressing and downsampling when appropriate. Okay, so I think I like these first 3 steps because I'm already doing a conversion from video to audio. So, okay, so enabling by implementing these optimizations. So I'm going to grab this conclusion here. And here's what I'm going to do, a new trick that I just learned recently. So I'm going to grab this and hit copy, and then I'm going to hit new chat. So apparently I can go to and I can go to, where is it? Docs, Git, Notepad, summarize composers. Summarize composers, and I can do a previous composer session, and I should be able to reference it. So at large video composer upload, at large composer. Video, large video. Oh man, we should be able to, okay, so that didn't really work out as like I was thinking. So apparently if the chats aren't the one, apparently it's the composer sessions that are ones that you can copy. So I'm going to just do this here where I copy this, hit the plus, and go in here. Probably in 15 to 20 minutes. Is that cool? Yeah. All right. It's almost dinner time. I totally forgot. It's already 6 o'clock. Okay. Let's just do this real quick. So I'm going to paste this here. So this is the entire like thinking thread. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and grab this here. So, okay. What I'm going to go ahead and do, tell the agents to not Claude. I'll do Claude Sonnet thinking as well. Okay. 1, 2, 3, hit 3 dots and say this, based off of the plan above, I want to implement a strategy to have the video files do the following. So basically here, yeah. That way I don't ever hit limits with size, hit memory limits with size in the browser. Cool, hit send. And then I think, yeah, that's the agents. So we had send. Okay, cool. So with that, what's going to happen here is that it should be able to take this plan. And because I have agent mode enabled at the bottom, from that plan, basically we should be able to now let it cook. And it's going to just reference that, you know, that plan that we already detailed up above. And then those steps that we want to do as far as like the chunking and processing. So theoretically, I think we should be able to be really good, fam. Let me just kind of adjust. I realize there's some sound that shouldn't be playing here. Okay, cool. All right. Wow. This is a lot that's going on, but we've been doing like a marathon stream. Oh my gosh. 2 hours and 48 minutes. Jesus. 114 people on YouTube. We got 1,813 people on X. Let's go. Damn. Almost 2K. Dude, we're crushing it right now. This is so great. Okay. This is crazy. How's it going? How's Claude behaving? So far, so like normal, and we're kind of giving it a more challenging problem to really like let it cook with. And the problem I have is like whenever I have files over like a gigabyte in Chrome, the browser dies, and I find out it's because of a memory issue. Literally, it's trying to load everything in memory, and we can't be doing that. So this is a perfect problem for a really advanced model like this to kind of solve because it has a larger context window. And then we're actually using the Sonnet thinking, which has more tokens guided for thinking. So my man Ray's cooking. Yo, what's up, Mickey? Ross Mike. If you don't know Ross Mike, this guy's a legend. I think it's Ross M-I-C-K-Y, right? Yeah. Shared your stream. They got to see you cook. Okay, Ross, Mickey, Ross Mike. Yo, this guy, super high quality, super saucy videos and stuff. His latest video he just drops is I have AI friends. Dude, I gotta see this video. This you probably cooked on this one too. And so this guy, like, really, I'm gonna just get my head out of the way. You can see that he basically just lays down the entire, like, how you make an app, like straight up, you know, diagrams and everything, like really official code stuff, you know, much more advanced than me. And just really cooks. He's a really awesome human being. Definitely, if you haven't followed him, just check him out on X as well. He's basically, I think it's Ross Mike. So yeah, on X, he basically raw dogged the challenge and won. So they basically had this coding challenge at the Next.js conference, and there's no previews. You literally have to look at a screen and just code it. No cursor, no shadcn, nothing. Just straight up going in there, and he cooked, and he actually took the prize, which is so awesome. So that's him and his screen. He's sharing and he's coding right there, and like, bro, I can't even do that. I need my IDE to do that type of stuff, but. That's how you know he's a real OG. He's got these cool videos, also featured on the Greg Eisenberg podcast, lots of times showing people how to cook with cursor. So if you haven't followed this guy, you already know. Follow him below. So the truth is, yeah. No, this is up. That's what we do it. So shared your stream. They got to see you cook with 3.7. Oh, thanks, Don Vito. That's so cool. That's awesome, man. Do I use Windsurf? You know, right now I try Windsurf every so often, and so I find that the agent isn't as good as cursor. And part of the reason why is because like I tend to direct cursor a lot more with the agent. And I seem to get a lot more back than usual and stuff like that. So for me, it's worked out better to use cursor. It doesn't mean that I don't do anything else, but like I always am using both, you know? So for the most part, like cursor is my go-to, but with this new CLI with Claude Codes, the Claude Coder, I'm liking the new CLI, but Cursor has that extra advantage as well as Windsurf to do the web search, the document search, and these other things. So I also did an informal survey on X, and it seems like all the people who code for a long time, who are used to understanding the context of their code base, tend to prefer Cursor over Windsurf, just as a generalization. It doesn't mean that you're one or the other, but it just kind of have started to notice a pattern. Usually when people say they like one thing or the other, Windsurf UI tends to be, you know, a little bit more approachable. So is what it is. Is the model any good? That's what we're trying to find out right now. So like if this agent task should have finished running, and I should be able to go get stuff going. So it looks like it should have finished the code. I'm going to close this npm process. Bro, they just refactored my whole app? Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Let's see what happened. Damn, Cursor really just cooked. So this is the new Claude 3.7 Sonnet thinking. Okay, Claude 3.7 Sonnet thinking. So implemented the chunk processing exactly how we described in our plan. There are some linter errors, so then it actually reflipped that whole thing. And it even tested the implementation to make sure it was working correctly. Yo, Cursor, I don't know what you guys are on. You guys are so sheesh. So what it did was optimize the implementation for large video processing and avoided loading the entire into memory at once. I like this. So the heavy processing is now on the web worker side. And so the small files under 100 megabytes, just direct processing in the main thread. And then anything over 150, it's now chunked into 25 megabyte chunks. And then the bigger stuff is into 10 megabyte chunks. This is really smart. Here's the chunk processing flow. I like this. And here's the memory management. Using transferable objects when sending data to workers. Sheesh, let's go. So testing the implementation. So start with this. And you should see messages like this. Bro, I don't even know right now. Wow. So Chrome and Edge have the most aggressive memory limits, which makes sense. Safari is lenient and Firefox generally handles it pretty well, but chunking helps prevent crashes. Okay, if it just one-shotted this whole thing, I think we're cooked, fam. Oh, snap. Take a look at this code. This is gorgeous. So let's take a look real quick. I'm gonna load this up. Just gonna do bun dev and let it do its file. This is so crazy. So here's my app. I'm gonna just try to reload my app right now. Ray transcribes. Oh, look at this. It even updated the UI as well. 1 GB files will be processed in chunks to avoid memory issues. Like, I don't think I need that in my UI, but hey, I like that it just thought about me that way. So I have a stream that is, let's just do this like massive stream I did, 2 GB. Okay, let's upload. Let's just generate transcripts. Is it cooking? Yeah. Processing audio. Process chunk 1 of 216. Oh, is this going to take forever? Come on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think this is like super slow. I should be able to do this in parallel. Let's see. I gave it a gigabyte file and it's taking forever. So let's go back to the chat. I gave it a multi-gig file and it is taking forever. Can you review and speed this up? It used to be extremely fast. Before this implementation. Let's just go back here. Yeah. It's taking forever. It is stuck here. Okay. So I'm going to send this off and see what it says. Interesting. So it creates a worker and it separates some of the work. And I wonder if it's going to say anything about this. Wow. Okay. Chunked. I see the issue with your implementation. While the chunk processing is more memory efficient, it has introduced a performance bottleneck for large files. Of course, that's kind of what we saw. Sequential processing. Yeah, like why do we... Okay, small chunk size, worker overhead. Each chunk has a MPEG... Yes, that makes sense. Yes, has to initialize FFmpeg. Why? Storing all process chunks before. So here's the fixes. Now let's implement parallel processing. So, all right. Let's see, fam. This is a really cool challenge, actually, to see if it can actually... Not many models can do like this type of parallel processing thinking. And I'm already low-key kind of impressed with the fact that it's able to find this problem. This is probably a problem I've been avoiding for a little while, and I'm actually kind of excited to give this problem a shot here. It just took me like 2 hours and 57 minutes to get started on this problem. But yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. That's what I struggled with. Super slow transcription was testing 5 GB files. Oh yeah. Cooked in your app with all those deletions. Yo, I prefer Windsurf, but damn, their flow credits is weird. I spent way too much money. I do remember this, Don. That was nuts. I was testing with more discrete math and getting some same results. Okay. Yeah. I got to roll out pretty soon because I got to get some food, but I want to make sure if we can do this. I want to get this so bad. So what do we do here? Okay. Refactored a whole bunch of files. Using a shared promise. Okay, I like this idea. So we now process with optimized settings. And then what's it doing right now with the cursor? So here's a parallel processing with chunks. And then we optimize the worker for faster processing on large files. Okay. And then we have a quick start option to get the initial results for the impatient users. Okay. That's kind of a weird way to say that, but okay. Extract the first 2 minutes for a quick transaction. That's an interesting thought. Enhanced solution for processing large video files, parallel processing, quick start mode for immediate results. How do you testing your implementation? Overall, much faster processing, chunks processed in parallel. Option to transcribe the first 2 minutes for your immediate results. I like this idea from a UI UX perspective because that basically just shows that, hey, we're doing something and just kind of chill. Let me just go ahead accept the file for now. And then let me just go ahead and rerun it. This is going to be really fascinating if it can nail this. It's not one shot because we've been able to see that it doesn't do that, but we'll see. Oops. Localhost 3000. All right, so let's go ahead and select the video. New cursor website did great, but my muscle memory is for hotkey flow is slightly off. Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. McKay Wrigley. Yo, if you guys are wanting to learn about cursor stuff, my guy McKay Wrigley has you covered. He has his whole program called Join Takeoff. And so a lot of folks have been joining it and kind of checking out his content to, it's like super detailed stuff. But like actually actionably detailed stuff. My live streams kind of wander. His is like very focused, like just content slammed together. So I'm going to go ahead and upload. Oh, I like this little toggle here. So I uploaded this thing and now it offers a toggle for like quick start. So I'm going to do it without the toggle first and just see what happens. So it's trying to process the audio. I think we're still hit the same bug, but it's okay. So join takeoff.com. So McKay has this thing where you can learn these AI skills and he has a bunch of courses there. So all of the courses are basically like building first time full stack apps. He has a Cursor 2.0 course. So basically there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So if you need stuff on getting set up, installed, navigating the UI, cursor rules. McKay, do you have something on MCP files? Because I'd probably love to watch that. I think that a lot of people have been asking about MCP servers. So you probably have something cooking on there. And I think that would be super helpful for a bunch of folks as well. But yeah, it's got that whole thing. I think it's like a paid thing as well. But yeah, super cool guy. He's a homie. It's got the like annual access or like $40 a month. But there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's like prompts and I think he's got, it looks like he has a sale until the end of the year. So yeah, there's like courses, like mad courses up in here. So yeah, workshops, tons of things. So cool guy. Definitely go check him out. MCP workshop on Sunday. Peep the changelog. Yo, that's crazy. Coming soon. Oh my gosh. There you go. Yeah, some of y'all asked me about the MCP. Yeah, go see your boy. I'm still trying to learn about it so that I can actually understand this thing. So he's already got you covered. So that's coming soon already. Week of February 24th. That's massive. That's so massive. Bunch of quality of life improvements. Yeah, the boy's shipping. It's a full-time gig. So, hey, Ray, I have the Cursor Pro account along with Claude 3.7 my dashboard. For some reason, I don't see the unlimited new agent UI. I'm on 4.5. Yeah, they're rolling out the feature, but if you sort of want to get it, you go to cursor.com. There's a download for Mac OS installer. Run through the installer, and you should be able to get the latest version. If it doesn't work, then they probably haven't rolled it out to the bigger public yet. But it usually tries to grab the latest version from that installer. Are you on Cursor 4.6? Yes, that's the version I'm on. Yeah. I could spot HTML in the cursor. Can I spot edit HTML in cursor? Spot edit HTML in cursor. Yes. I feel that you just kind of like edit by hand. Yeah, you can do everything by hand. Okay. Windsurf has better search. I've tried the Windsurf search and the document search. It just depends on the website. It's really like I've had okay results with both. So just joining in, but what's your vibe check on 3.7? Like so far so good. I think to be honest, McKay, I actually like their new Claude coder thing. So like if you just use the terminal to code, I like that a lot. And actually I might feed it in that same question. So like just type in Claude, workspace. Yeah. Claude. So I'm really like in love with this Claude thing. And actually that might be, if I had more time, I think I might do this, to like feed in the same problem here. So I think I might just actually do that. And I think I might do this right now, actually. I have a multi-gigabyte file. It's taking forever. Speed this up. It doesn't seem to be working. So this is, I'm just letting Claude cook. And so I'm finding that the Claude Sonnet thinking model is okay. But like I was expecting it to sort of one-shot the problem and fix it. And it just didn't really fix it. As we see here, like in my app, it's still stuck at that 1 of 10, 1 of 11. Because when I would give it a multi-gigabyte file, it would just kind of do it. But I'm actually hopeful that the This may actually work on the CLI. Like I feel like the CLI really kind of nails it here. So the issue appears to be the implementation. So looking at your code, I can see that it's splitting the file into chunks, but it's processing one chunk at a time, which is causing the slowdown. So here's the code. So I want to just make the edit and say yes and don't do it for the rest of the transcription, for the rest of the thing. So we're going to see if we could do it here. Fun fact, Claude Code is, you can use Claude MD file kind of, yes. And also I asked it to do database schema stuff earlier, and it writes the schema into that MD file, which is so awesome. So it's like a nice way to do that. Yeah, you may already be aware, but if you do Claude in it, it'll start a Claude MD file for you. Correct. Yeah. If you do exactly that. Yeah. So what's going on with my app right now? Cursor is taking over. Or not cursor, Claude is taking over. Okay. So it's doing the chunking, and then the update. It's like, let's optimize FFmpeg's MPEG settings worker for faster processing. I didn't know there was a faster processing it could do. Let's cook. Okay, so now let's update the rest of the function to use the cache audio when available. Let's go. Okay, not gonna lie, the CLI is cooking, bro. It's cooking. Here's what I've done to speed up the processing. This is beautiful. If this works first shot, bro, I don't even know. Should I even be using cursor anymore, bro? I think I'm cooked. All right, let's go. Generate transcripts. Okay. So it's just stuck at processing 1 of 5. I'm going to quit it and restart it again as far as a process. I'm going to just have tabs here. Yeah, Safari. I'm going to say bun dev. Bun dev. I'm not even using cursor right now. I'm like taking a break from cursor right now just to, I want this problem solved so bad. So I'm going to just refresh, select the video just to make sure that I didn't mess with anything, and just reloading and just giving it the state, generate transcripts. So I have this bug. I need to restart my computer. I can't see the console. Okay, so I'm going to tell it that I'm going to quit. When I give it a multi-gig file, it just gets stuck and doesn't do anything. All right, cool. Did you check the consoles? Yeah, I'm going to do Chrome. Actually, you know what I should do? That's what I should do, Chrome. I'm going to use Chrome real quick and then show the developer console, because that's actually where I hit the bug. And that's kind of what I should probably be using anyways. I have a bug with Safari right now where the dev console goes away and it doesn't come back until I reboot the machine. So it's so stupid. It's a Mac OS bug. Yeah, that's a whole different problem. Usually it's really great. Localhost 3000. It's possible that my app is just okay. So what's it saying here? It says that the problem might be memory related. We may need a more robust approach for extremely large files. I don't think that's actually it. So here's the other thing that's different for the CLI. For those who are tuning in, it's like you don't have the Git thing. You don't have the checkpoint process as well. So just that's kind of usually what happens. So let's see, bun dev. All right, so I'm going to reload my app. I'm going to go as a Control Command I or something. Whoops. No. Okay. I need to sign into my account. Sign in. Continue with Google. Okay. So it's still cooking back there. Yeah, it's still writing files. Okay. And then what I want to do is show you how much this cost, because that's another big thing. So it costs quite a bit when you do these types of like edits and changes on the code. So dang, we're at 3 hours. I have to roll out soon. This sucks. Okay, what's it generating? Wow. So I think one thing I need to research is something called workers, because I'm not actually very familiar with that from the web dev world. And so that's going to be interesting. So VS Code now has Copilot for agents, $10. Yeah. Okay. I've seen this before. Yeah. What's the streaming app you're using? Looks like something. So the streaming app I'm using is called Ecamm Live. Yeah. Okay. What's happening in my IDE? So it should be, I think I should be able to see the files that it's writing by hand. I think it's writing them. All right, so Claude cooked, and it says it made several enhancements here and added better memory handling capabilities. So we should just be able to cook, right? Failed to compile. Just gonna give it that. Oh, I should have did the, okay. Oh, I see, it's doing this worker thing. All right, yay. Yo, what's going on, T-Ross? Zachary, what's going on, man? All right, so I'm about to let this thing finish cooking. Oh my God, this is so bad. Let's continue fixing all the temperate literals. It shouldn't actually matter, actually. Oh man, Claude Sonnet is going off the deep end. Vibe coders are forever. Yeah, I just vibe all day. We were trying to really solve a complicated problem. And what happened was when I upload a file that's larger than a gigabyte, it would always fail. And it's because it runs out of memory. And I try to use the thinking model to solve this problem in Cursor. And basically, it couldn't really get it. And so what I'm going to try to do is try to see if I can give the plan back. I'm just going to probably reset the entire state because I feel like this approach with the workers thing, it could be working, but it doesn't feel like it's actually I need to debug further, and I need actually more information as far as like what's going on. So Claude Sonnet is getting to this funk about like, hey, I need to escape every single little like tick mark and back tick and make sure everything's working okay for better UI. So if I refresh, it's still broken. You're like, what's going on? Where like, and you saw how long that took. And so check this out. I'm going to do /cost. And that cost me $1.25, and I haven't even fixed the problem yet. So you can see if you use the API just through Claude Coder, and it does start to kind of mess up and go down this route, you can be spending lots of money because I'm feeding in the whole context and the tokens and stuff like that. So if you do the / command, you could do /compact, which would take the entire history and compact everything down and clear out some of that context window and kind of make it smaller and more manageable. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that compact. And so it's going to crunch down. It's going to give us a plan of kind of what's happened so far. And from there, we should be able to then take this plan and like go into Cursor and say, hey, we tried these things and it's still not working. API error. Come on, bro. All right, let's check this out. This is so horrible. So Claude Coder is how their coders get paid. Yeah, basically. Oh, man. I get this when I run Claude. Did you do the npm install or npx install? I think that's kind of what you're doing. So this is all the current notes in here. So this is the conversation summary. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is just start a new window and say, I'm still having an issue and this is what we did. And then I'm just going to let the agent cook. So by starting a new window in the agent, basically just clearing out the entire context. And we're just saying, this is the previous thing that we did. And then like now we just go cook and take a look at things. So the advantage of having Cursor in the IDE is that it has extra tools to know about linting and all this other stuff, which the other one does too. But you can see like we did this over and over and we've already spent like $1 and something. We haven't even fixed the bug. So that's kind of the advantage of using Cursor with something like this, is that it has those tools baked in. And yeah, feel free, like if you get stuck on one side, pull up another tool and see if you can do that. Sometimes that just kind of helps the model see a different perspective. So yeah, that's what it is. My name is Fernando 1337. You can find me on X. You can find me on YouTube. I do these live streams, especially as stuff comes out, because I feel like this is probably one of those life-changing moments, just like it was earlier in the year with Claude Sonnet, and then with Cursor adopting this into IDE. So like this is kind of like the big moment for these types of models and agentic, like with this agentic type of framework. So if you're into this type of stuff, definitely hit the thumbs up on YouTube, share with a friend, subscribe. If you're into that, follow me on X. I post a lot of cool stuff there, especially around AI. And I have a lot of cool friends who are also on there. You should definitely follow them as well. So yeah, Fernando 1337. If you're digging the vibe, definitely follow along. Let's see, here we are, myself. And if you're totally down for it to support, like if you've been watching for a while, I just hired an editor, and I'm using people who've been able to support and join the cause to hire and create, like, basically take my live streams and kind of clip them down into really like gold nuggets. Because there's a lot of gold nuggets in my feed, and I don't have enough time to go through and do the editing. And so your support has been super helpful on getting that started. So I definitely want to give a shout out to some of my earliest of supporters, people who've been able to do that. So yeah, studio.youtube.com. I think I should be able to see my community members. I want to give you guys a shout out because you guys have been so important to like making this happen. So see y'all members. Yeah, so my members right now, people who've joined in. So Kat, you're awesome. Thank you for supporting me to let me cook. Mr. Frank as well. Super awesome. Vladimir, Brian, FT, Martin, Alberto. I got you, Alberto. He was early on the stream paying attention, and I was giving away a strawberry sticker. So you got a strawberry sticker. I'm going to be, reach out to me, send me a DM if you're on X, or follow that thing in the email. And I got the strawberry sticker for you, Alberto. I got you. Halil, thank you so much for being a member. Scott Townsend as well. And we also have some folks on X who are also members as well. So the folks on X who are members, or you guys are like my real MVPs as well. Those are the people who are basically have also, kind of done the membership thing. And you guys are like, have really helped me a lot. So like Mike Hood, if you're watching, thank you so much for the support. You're probably going to be watching later on the stream. Chris Rogers, if you're watching, Mr. Chris _AI, Mike D, Dan Hernandez, Quinn Slack, Robert H, and Bob. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so awesome. And McKay Wrigley just became a member. Oh my God. Thank you so much, man. It means the world to me that people like you support me through this journey and helping educate other people and kind of giving back this kind of community that I really encourage for folks. So that, yeah, thank you guys so much. This is like so cool. And yeah, it does mean the world as far as like trying to use this stuff for good. So yeah, McKay, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. So great. So awesome. Let's take a look and see what finished, because my friend said like I was supposed to leave probably about 10 minutes ago, and he's very patiently waiting. So I want to see if this is the problem with coding is like you get so into it and like you give it the problem. It's like you never can stop. Like I could be up at 2 a.m. playing with this. I probably will be playing with this model. So it's already running the model, running this, and it looks like it should be finished. Cool. So it fixed all the syntax errors and everything. So accept the file. Let's go. Hit cancel. Cancel and resume. Okay, cool. Best AI streamer in the game. Let's go, man. Definitely appreciate it. So cool. So, Bun Dev, I think it fixed it. If Claude cooked, bro, it's game over. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Okay, select video. So it's like it takes the model different perspective. Oh my God, bro. Yo, I think we cooked. All right, so I got to inspect the code, but basically it looks like it's chunking out the files, processing them, and like streaming them over to the endpoint and coming back down with the sauce. Oh my God. What did we just do? Let's see. I'm going to review this. This is so fire. What in the world? Run lint. So it fixed the issue with the duplicated code and the promise implementation, fixed the null checking, fixed syntax errors. All right, we really cooked on this. Fixed code duplication, fixed type issues, added null checks, smart chunking, got it. Improved memory management. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, so yeah, I still have to debug what's kind of happening here. And then, yeah, that's what's up. Wow. Okay, console. Oh, okay, so not loaded. So it took 4 samples. Using progressive sampling would require 108 chunks. Wow. Okay, cool. So yeah, I have some more debugging to do, but we already got through the first step here, and I got to figure out what's going to go on next. So next dev, how's it going, Ryan? Thanks for joining in, man. McKay is the GOAT. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. We're just I'm wrapping up the stream because I was supposed to go to dinner like 18 minutes ago plus, and I'm just doing this for the streams. I love to code so much and like play around with these models that my friend's gonna be super angry with me, but it's okay. I'm so happy to just be here with you. I can't believe we already have 2,228 folks here. Big shout outs to McKay, who just became a member as well, supporting me and helping me get this content out to you guys. It just means a lot to me that everyone's been able to be here to do this up. So did this run bash, not command? Yeah, I think it ran the bash command in the background. I was able to get it running. So it looks like, yes, Dan, I'm already cooking. Seriously. Yeah, no, appreciate it. So I got to get rolling, man. It's like we already got, a whole bunch of folks in here. It's just so hard to leave, but I have to do this because it's really important for health to stay healthy. So I'm going to keep vibing. I have some bugs to fix, and I have a whole bunch of stuff to take a look at. Drop comments, let me know what you want to see below. I'm going to keep testing this model. When I get back from dinner, up all night tomorrow, I want to do some more stuff with this. I feel like this is a really crazy problem and it should have solved it. And, I still have a lot to learn, but yeah, we just try to see if we could one-shot this problem. And it's a really complicated problem of giving it a big file, trying to chunk it, trying to stream it in the browser and trying to do all this fancy stuff. Because I'm not a web developer, I don't know all the DOMs and the hooks and all these different things. I know it has to do something, and I was hoping the model can kind of figure that out for us, but we have to do some more thinking, some more sauce, and I'll share some more of that later. So give a like, give a thumbs up, follow along, follow my buddies, McKay Wrigley, join Takeoff. We're getting, started with the courses there if you're into that. He's already got an MCP course going on this Sunday. So go ahead and go check that out because that's going to be popping. I know people have been asking about that. And without further ado, I'll catch y'all very soon. Peace out, y'all. Thanks.